Yo! Yo, what's going on, y'all? What is going on? Michael Davis, welcome back. Welcome back. Lord of Gaming, what up? Lobsoul, what up? I miss these streams too, bro. Sandor Clegane, welcome. Sean, what up? Chad, what up? How's everybody doing today? Y'all can hear me, right? Everything's good? Everything is good? Oh, shit. 13,500. Yo, guys, I'm still new to the streaming world. Give me 1 second. It's saying my bitrate needs to be 13,500. That seems kind of high. Okay. Okay, you guys can hear me. You have curls? Yeah, I do. They're never coming off, by the way. Ever. I'll go bald. Have I played Darksiders? No, I've never even heard of that. Finished Bloodborne video? Yo, I'm so glad we're done with that game. I'm not even joking. I'm so happy. Y'all, is everything good? Like, is the stream good? Cause it's saying error. Like, I don't know, I might need to restart this shit. Change the video resolution? Oh god. What does Sigma? Holy shit, dude, I don't know what's going on right now. How do I change that? Guys, I thought I was all good. I thought I was good. I can't change the fucking resolution. Okay, everybody do me a favor, type 1. Okay. So what is that, like a 10-second delay? 10 seconds? Honestly, it was better than last stream, so... Enjoyed the Bloodborne series? Yeah, me too, dude. Me too. Okay, so I did get the true ending in that. I got the true ending then. Whatever. Okay. I don't know. I don't know. That's what we're here. That's what we're here for today. That's what we're here for today. You guys got no delay? Okay, cool. Maybe it's just on my end. I don't really know how this works. Cause I'm getting like, okay, you know what, I'm just gonna show y'all. I'm getting like this. I need to change the video resolution. I don't know. I don't know if I could do that right now. I might have to restart. Cause I have a 4K monitor. Alright, whatever, bro. Whatever. Yo, we got 29 people in here? What up, y'all? What up, bruh? How I get an ad on my own stream? Are you kidding me? Guys, I only have one monitor connected to my PC, so I have to have my phone on this like stand thing to read the chat. I can read the chat right now. But when I start reacting to this video right here, I'm not gonna be able to read it. So I got my phone up. I got my phone up for it. Yo, Bear Bevel, what up? What up? What's gonna be my next Souls game? Black Myth Wukong. If that even counts as a Soul game. I don't think it counts, but that's gonna be the next game. After that, I'm thinking either Lies of P or maybe like the Dark Souls series. One of the two. Yo, did we just get a member? Juan Morales. Welcome in, dude. What up? Appreciate that. I honestly have no idea what that is, but I appreciate it. Like, they got you highlighted right here. Cool. Appreciate that, dude. Yes. Thank you, Michael. Everybody like the live. Everybody like. Please. And like the video that I just posted. If you guys missed that, you guys go watch that for like 22 minutes, come back. What if Black Myth is as hard as the one Dude, okay. I don't even want to respond to that. I literally just got PTSD from that. That easy ass boss fight that I was struggling hard as fuck on for no reason. Have I played Sekiro? Yes, I have a whole series on Sekiro. We started and finished Sekiro. So, yeah, you can go watch that series if you want. Literally one of my favorite games. One of my favorite. Lies of P is awesome. Okay, that's what I've heard. I heard Lies of P is pretty good. My bad. I saw Lies of P has like a parry, which looks pretty interesting. That looks sick. So I might want to get into that. Members is basically a subscription service, like they give you money similar to... Oh, you know what? I set that up like last month. Yeah. I didn't think anybody would join, so thank you, Juan. Appreciate that. Love from Zambia? Eggs. Guys, I know that guy in real life. He's not from Zambia. What the fuck is Zambia? Yo, nah. You're about to get banned. You're about to literally get banned. Bloodborne had the best aesthetics and the worst bosses. I think like I could maybe agree with that. I don't know. Elden Ring was just too good. I think everything about Elden Ring blows everything out of the water, including Sekiro too. Salutations from the Czech Republic? Yo, I'm not trying to be inconsiderate. Are you guys in, like, war right now? Are you literally in war? I shouldn't have said that, my bad. God bless the salutations for sure. If you actually are from the Czech, God bless. Stay safe out there. Lies of P. I have 2 chats right here. Lies of P. Parry is kind of strict, but there's an endgame boss that lets you reflect lightning with parry, so it's pretty rewarding. Okay, so kind of like Sekiro. Dude, Lies of P sounds fire. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie, it sounds fire. Heard I saw Alien Romulus, bro. That movie is fantastic. That movie is actually fantastic. I recommend that to anybody. Bro, the last 15-20 minutes, I'm not joking. My jaw was open. Pause. My jaw was on the floor for like the last 20 minutes of the whole movie. One! What was my favorite Bloodborne boss? Oh, for the music? Music-wise? Dude, honestly, I don't really remember any of the music because I was so locked in on the moveset. I really listened to the music. I listened to the music on like my second playthrough, and that's when I kind of like take it all in. So I don't think I can give you an answer right now. Did I like the game more than Elden Ring? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And this, dude, that's not a shot at Bloodborne, by the way. Elden Ring is literally just that good, in my opinion. After lore reaction, you should do a boss tier list? I don't think I've ever done a tier list on stream. We might have to do that. That's a good idea. Ludwig theme? See, like, somebody commented about the Ludwig theme, and they were like, yeah, I wish you would have listened to it. Apparently that one was really good. I've seen a lot of people like that one. Alright, are we ready for this? Wait, is this the right one? Is this the right one? Guys, what do we think? I heard this guy's good. Vati Vidya. Heard that guy's good. Let me see. Ignore my recommended page, please. Yeah, this is the right one. Bro, this shit is 1 hour and 15 minutes. Low-key not watching that. Alright, everybody's good with this? Everybody's good with this, it seems like. Okay. This is paused. Alright. Guys, I literally have zero idea what this game is about. Literally zero. Okay, everybody loves Vati. Let's go.
The oldest and strongest emotion of mankind.
Everybody loves this dude.
Is fear.
Let me know if the volume is too loud, too low. Let me know.
Is fear of the unknown. H.P. Lovecraft.
Our eyes are yet to open. Fear the old blood.
These were the words spoken between Master Willem and Lawrence, from the cautious teacher to the ambitious student. Fear what you do not understand. Fear the old blood. And so our story begins, as you might have guessed, with blood. Ancient blood. Deep below the city of Yharnam lies the ancient underground labyrinth of Tumeru. You know it as the Chalice Dungeons. The old labyrinth was carved out by the Tumerians, superhuman beings that are said to have discovered a sinister truth. The hunters had another name for the labyrinth. They called it the Tomb of the Gods, for below they found traces of godlike beings named the Great Ones. The Great Ones could function on transcendental planes of thought, meaning they had elevated their consciousness beyond the physical realm. The benefits of
What? Say
had
that,
elevated
say it
their
again?
consciousness beyond the physical realm of
One more
thought,
time.
meaning they had elevated their consciousness beyond the physical realm.
What does that literally mean? What does that mean? Why did I skip the Chalice Dungeons? Because I didn't want to do them. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't want to do that shit.
The benefits of operating on this plane are unclear. Perhaps it was in the name of immortality, or perhaps power, as even beyond, the Great Ones could interfere with beings and events in the waking world. Whatever the case, it is clear that some sort of ascension took place, as there are numerous references to some Great Ones being left behind. Of all the strange life forms that reside in the nooks and crannies of the old labyrinth, the slugs are clear signs of the left-behind Great Ones. Once
The slugs? Didn't I turn... fuck. Didn't I turn into the slug at the end?
such Great One appears to be abandoned Abritus.
Or was that even me? They can exist on multiple planes of existence. You think I'm fucking Neil deGrasse Tyson? I don't know what the fuck that means, dude. Multiple planes of existence? I apologize. I shouldn't have yelled at you. I don't know what that means, dude.
Are left behind
Okay, yes, I became a god. I became one of the Great Ones. Oh yeah, I got the
being
trophy
who
for that.
apparently did not ascend with her brethren. One day, Abritus would be discovered by the humans above in a crusade that begins with a character named Willem. Master Willem presided over a prestigious place of learning, Bergenworth. Situated by a tranquil lake and secluded within a gigantic forest, Bergenworth housed the minds that would change the world. In fact, everything sacred in Yharnam came to be traced back to Bergenworth, including the most influential characters within our story. Bloodborne's lore is very character-driven, and there are 5 who I'm going to help you become familiar with. There was Master Willem, Runesmith Carol, Lawrence, Mikolash, and Gurman. I'll introduce them to you in the order that they become relevant. I'm going
Sorry,
to help
I
you
gotta
become
add on my own stream.
familiar with. There was Master Willem, Runesmith Carol, Lawrence, Mikolash, and Gurman. I'll introduce them to you in the
Okay.
order that they become relevant in the story.
Okay.
As I said, Master Willem was the head of the school at Bergenworth. The man was obsessed with the truth and believed in pushing the limits of humanity. In almost every dialogue and description, Willem is referred to as Master or Provost, clearly deserving of a great deal of respect. Many
Right. So I remember this guy. I attempted to talk to this guy. That motherfucker in there who I couldn't kill chased me onto this ledge and I had to jump off early. I'm pretty sure. So I don't know. I don't remember if I talked to this guy or not. We gotta put it in basketball terms? Yeah. We might have to. So like, how do we even do that? Well, that's too much work. Basically, they're gods. Okay.
he would have
Oh, yeah. Is this video after Old Hunters DLC? Because we might have to watch another video. We might have to watch another one if this not. So we might have to find another video that explains the DLC.
eventually
too.
diverge from his two.
I become Michael Jordan? Bro, I'm low-key. I'm not trying to be the second best. I'm not trying to be the second best. I gotta be... If I'm not Bron, I don't want to be him.
Tutorage.
Oh, God. Becoming a great one is like having a successful business. Like, okay, so everybody's saying MJ, so I'm the second best.
But few can say that they didn't owe everything to his research.
Okay, my bad.
Clearly deserving of a great...
Did bro say Bron above Jordan? Yes! I said LeBron above Jordan. Are you kidding me? I'm not getting into this right now.
Many
That's
would
another
eventually
thing.
diverge from his tutorage, but few can say
It's not
that
close,
they
by
didn't
the way.
owe everything to his
Gotta
research.
rewind it. My
Lost,
bad.
clearly deserving of a great deal of respect. Many would eventually diverge from his tutorage, but few can say that they didn't owe everything to his research, for while Willem presided over Bergenworth, the scholars there discovered terrific things in the tombs below the city of Yharnam.
Once, a group of young Bergenworth scholars discovered a holy...
Master Willem, I've come to bid you farewell.
Oh, I know. You think now to betray me.
From this cutscene, we can infer that
yeah.
Lawrence was a high-ranking student of
remember
Master
this.
Willem, because firstly, Lawrence refers to Willem as Master, and secondly, Willem clearly regards Lawrence highly enough to call this departure a betrayal.
No, but you will never listen.
Lawrence disagrees. He does not see it as betrayal, and here we come to the heart of what their disagreement is about. Essentially, it boils down to the difference between the two resources in the game. Willem believes man requires insight and knowledge to ascend. Lawrence believes in the power of blood. Lawrence attempts to reassure Willem, telling him he will always fear the old blood, but that this fear will not stop him using it.
I tell you, I will not forget our adage.
We are born of the blood, made men by the blood, undone by the blood. Our eyes are yet to open. Fear the old blood.
I must take my leave.
Lawrence leaves the Bergenworth scholars, presumably with a small group of rebels, and goes on to found the Healing Church. Willem...
Okay, can we take a second? I kind of locked in right there. I'm Brazilian and I'm using your videos to learn a bit of English. That's kind of funny. You're using me? I hope I'm helping. Just a little bit. Lawrence became the fire beast you fought in the DLC. What? Okay, so fuck Lawrence. That was the hardest boss. Fuck that guy. I gotta do Maxer's video. Okay, I haven't had that lined up yet, so maybe we'll watch that one. Basically, everything in the game happens because people found gods that cause madness by simply being in the room and decided it was a good idea to use their blood. Right, okay.
remains
Okay,
at
let's
Bergenworth
continue.
and attempts to elevate his to found the Healing Church.
Okay, now
Willem
here's the
remains
Healing
at
Church.
Bergenworth and attempts to elevate his thoughts to a higher plane. He will return to our story at a later time, so while I tell you of what Lawrence went on to do, imagine Willem here in Bergenworth, sitting in his rocking chair over the lake, musing on how to acquire insight and elevate his thoughts to a higher plane. Everything Lawrence would come to achieve was based on the knowledge he had come by in Bergenworth. In retrospect, we clearly see why Willem saw Lawrence's departure as a betrayal. Perhaps Willem himself even planted these ideas in Lawrence's mind. A note in the lecture hall reads, "Master Willem was right. Evolution without courage will be the ruin of our race." Lawrence had courage, but it is likely that his courage bordered on arrogance. The Bergenworth student uniform states, "The Healing Church has its roots in Bergenworth
Right.
and naturally borrows heavily from its uniform design. The focus not on knowledge or thought, but on pure pretension would surely bring Master Willem to despair if only he knew." So Lawrence threw caution to the wind and put his faith in the old blood. Think on human history. Imagine if, in any era, a church was founded that had access to a substance that could cure any illness. Imagine if this church gave it freely to a city, how powerful that city would become, and how powerful the church would become within it. This is exactly what happened in Yharnam. People came...
Thank God he said that. Thank God he said that. Oh my god, I needed that very badly. Very, very badly.
Far and wide to be
Subtitles? Okay.
treated with the miraculous blood of the
That's a good
gods,
idea, actually.
and the people of Yharnam put their faith in the healing church. In fact, what happened in Yharnam is eerily similar to what happened in the tombs deep below, where the blood was originally found. And as you know, many Chalice dungeons, especially those of Loran, are now overrun by horrific beasts. The Lower Loran Chalice states, there are trace remains of medical procedures in parts of ailing Loran. Whether these were attempts to control the scourge of the beasts or the cause of the outbreak is unknown. The ailing Loran Chalice states, the tragedy that struck this ailing land of Loran is said to have its root in the scourge of the beast. Some have made the dreaded extrapolation that Yharnam may be next. Yharnam was next. Through overuse of the healing blood, the city would eventually succumb to the scourge of the beast. Until then, though, Lawrence and the healing church managed to grow in power with the miraculous healing properties of their special, yet infected, blood. Yharnam grows to become a city of worship and fear. As you explore throughout the city, you see the influence of the church everywhere. With Yharnam's resources, Lawrence clearly had the power to grow the church beyond what would have been possible at Byrgenwerth. All the while, he continued exploring the labyrinth below Yharnam. The Tomb Prospector set reads, attire of the Tomb Prospectors who explore the old labyrinth on behalf of the Healing Church. The Healing Church traces its roots to Byrgenwerth and is therefore aware of the ruins' true importance. These ruins contain much more than hunter trinkets. Indeed, they hide the very secrets of the old Great Ones, sought after by those with the insight to imagine greatness. On top of this, Lawrence split the church into multiple branches, each with a different purpose. There was the choir, the School of Mensis, and the workshop. We'll get to these branches as they become appropriate, but the main purpose of the church, at least to the people of Yharnam, was the administration of blood healing. Within the Grand Cathedral itself lies a note that says, heir to the ritual of blood, purveyor of ministration, place your hand upon the altar's sacred covering and inscribe Master Lawrence's adage upon your flesh. Blood ministers would have been those who administered the blood healing. How else would the people of Yharnam be so obsessed with blood? In Yharnam, they produced more blood than alcohol, as the former is more intoxicating. However, the ministration of blood was likely a means to an end, for the healing church still intended to commune with the Great Ones, in hopes of ascending humanity to a higher plane. This task was given to the choir, a group who were a part of the healing church. Members of the choir are both the highest-ranking clerics of the healing church and scholars who continued the work that began at Byrgenwerth. The eye covering indicates their debt to the teachings of Master Willem, even though their paths diverged. The choir, garbed in black and white, with the familiar eye covering, occupied the upper cathedral ward. It seems to have been their job to research and make contact with the Great Ones. The Great Is Chalice became the cornerstone of the choir, the elite delegation of the healing church. It was also the first great chalice brought back to the surface since the time of Byrgenwerth and allowed the choir to have audience with Ebritus. Ebritus was the left-behind Great One, who came to reside below the Grand Cathedral. We are told that the Grand Cathedral is the birthplace of the healing church's special blood, and if the church were indeed using the blood of the Great Ones, then who's to say it wasn't Ebritus's blood? The Augur of Ebritus is one of the secret rites of the choir, used by the high-ranking members of the healing church. Use phantasms, the invertebrates known to be augurs of the Great Ones, to partially summon abandoned Ebritus, one of the few rites that allow one to directly utilize the power of the Great Ones and evidence that the choir had approached the eldritch truth. The Augur of Ebritus is an arcane method of fighting that was actually shared with the second subsection of the healing church, the School of Mensis. The upper echelons of the healing church are formed by the School of Mensis, based in the Unseen Village. This brings us to our next important character, Mikolash, who was likely the head of the School of Mensis. The School of Mensis was, as the name implies, a place of learning, research, and experimentation for the healing church. Their student set reads, the healing church has its roots in Byrgenwerth and naturally borrows heavily from its uniform design. The school was based below Yharnam, in a place called Yahar'gul, the Unseen Village. Clearly, the work of Mensis was intended to be kept a secret from the people of Yharnam. In fact, as time went on, the school increasingly seems to have been working alone, even separately from the healing church itself. The Yahar'gul attire tells us, the hunters of Yahar'gul answer to the village's founders, the school of Mensis. Hunters in name only, these kidnappers blend into the night wearing this attire. These were not true hunters. That title was saved for the third subsection of the healing church, the Hunters of the Workshop. These capable warriors of the church appeared as the scourge of the beast began to show in Yharnam. The workshop hunters served under Gurman, the first hunter, who you're all familiar with. The hunter attire reads, one of the standard articles of hunter attire fashioned at the workshop, a fine piece of hunter attire that provides stable defense to anyone facing Yharnam's beastly threat, allows one to stalk beasts unannounced by cover of night. It's possible the unannounced part of that sentence is to do with killing beasts without them noticing you, but it could also be because the workshop was a secret institution. The original workshop is located in a very hard to find part of Cathedral Ward, and think about it, you don't want the townsfolk believing that the blood is turning them into beasts. When that information is floating around, you want to avoid panic at all costs. So the hunters hunted beasts under the cover of night, but the hunters and the beastly scourge couldn't stay a secret forever. In what would come to be called Old Yharnam, a new disease appeared. It was called Ashen Blood. I call it a disease, but the small medicinal tablets used to treat it actually counteract poison. A tablet used to treat Ashen Blood, the baffling sickness that ravaged Old Yharnam long ago. These tablets only provide short-term relief. The Ashen Blood ailment eventually triggered the spread of the beastly scourge. Think about that. We know that the old blood heals every illness. We know that the old blood causes the beastly scourge, and we now know that the Ashen Blood caused the beastly scourge to spread. In short, it seems like people were infected with the Ashen Blood, and the medicine that they had only provided short-term relief, and they were forced to imbibe the old blood instead. It's even possible that the healing church used this Ashen Blood to gain power, swooping in with this miracle cure and liberating the people from the Ashen Blood disease. Since Ashen Blood seems poisonous in nature, perhaps the church even poisoned the populace just for that excuse to use the old blood, because that excuse to get the populace to believe in you, that would have been so powerful. But whatever the case, the beastly scourge was triggered overwhelmingly in Old Yharnam, we know that much, to the point where they actually had to burn it down and cordon off Old Yharnam from the rest of the city. The red moon hangs low, and beasts rule the streets. Are we left no other choice than to burn it all to cinders? With this, the hunt became known to all. Perhaps the church feared an uprising from the people of Yharnam, for a note in central Yharnam.
Guys, I'm gonna be honest, I fucking zoned out for like a couple minutes, I think. Is that bad? I don't know what the fuck he's talking about right now. I tried to lock in and I just zoned out. Unc Isaac versus German. Okay, Unc, you still got it. In 20 years... Unkzik? You guys fucking kidding me? I'm a young man. Young man. Guys, can we rewind a couple seconds? I'm gonna go back a minute.
People were infected with the Ashen Blood, and the medicine that they had only provided short-term...
Actually, you know what? How old is everybody in the chat right now? How old is everybody? Enjoy your 20s, but anything major physical, be careful. You'll start feeling it in your 30s. Bro, my knees are already feeling it. I'm already feeling it in my knees.
Relief, and they were forced to imbibe the old blood instead. It's even possible that the healing church used this Ashen Blood to gain power, swooping in with
106, 107, 100. Can we be fucking serious? 32 on the 31st. Happy early birthday. I'm like 10. X, bro. X, I'm dead ass about to ban you, dude. I'm about to fucking ban you. 26. 2 20s. Okay. 18. $66? Damn. My bad. My bad. See, that guy is unk. With all due respect, that guy is unk. Lopez, much love. Seriously. 6.5? I don't think you're allowed to be on a website at 6.5, dude. $24. Bear Bevel, I hope you come back, dude. I hope you come back. 16, 18.
With this miracle cure
I just want to get
and
engaged with
liberating
what
the
I'm working
people
with
from
here.
the ashen blood disease. Since ashen blood seems poisonous in nature, perhaps the church even poisoned the populace just for that excuse to use the old blood. Because that excuse to get the populace to believe in you, that would have been so powerful. But whatever the case, the beastly scourge was triggered overwhelmingly in Old Yharnam, we know that much, to the point where they actually had to burn it down and cordon off Old Yharnam from the rest of the city. The red moon hangs low, and beasts rule the streets. Are we left no other choice than to burn it all to cinders? With this, the hunt became known to all.
Fuck, I zoned out
Perhaps
again. I'm not
the church feared
rewinding.
an uprising from the people of Yharnam, for a note in central Yharnam reads, "When the hunt began, the healing church left us, blocking the great bridge to Cathedral Ward.
No, dude, X,
as
that's
old
not.
Yharnam
Oh my
burned
god.
To the ground."
Yo, that's not what I mean. Yo, you're actually about to get banned. You're actually about to get banned.
Moonlit night. As a result, Gurman's workshop was sealed and closed. With the scourge of the beast known to all, perhaps there was no need for secrecy anymore. The Saw Hunter badge comes to read, "Badge crafted long ago at the workshop, attests to one's prowess as a hunter of beasts. The workshop is gone, and no group recognizes this meaningless badge." At this point, the church retreats. They block themselves off in Upper Cathedral Ward and come up with a new strategy for dealing with the scourge of the beasts that
Okay,
is
here we go.
spreading throughout
The
Yharnam.
choir's hitting. Let's
Eventually,
go.
the workshop hunters would disband, and the church founded the Church Hunter Workshop in its place. Ludwig was the chief hunter of the Healing Church, which consisted of hunters garbed in black and white. The Black Church Hunter attire reads, "Most Healing Church hunters are elementary doctors who understand the importance of early prevention of the scourge, achieved by disposing of victims, even potential victims, before signs of sickness manifest themselves. Their black attire is synonymous with fear, and that peculiar..."
Okay. Can't help watching porn. What can I do? I don't fucking know. I don't. This is Bloodborne lore, dude. Yo, Lakino. Lakino, I welcome you in my stream with open arms. Open arms. And you call me Huey from the Boondocks. Guys, are we all understanding the story? Yo, I hope that dude gets over his porn addiction for real. Are we all understanding this? Yeah, I think Hadouken might be cooked. He might be done. Alright, I'm glad you guys are understanding it. That's great.
Earlier Yharnam madness. The Black Church Hunter's job was clear. Remove any sign of the scourge of the beast, even if it hasn't manifested
Yes,
itself
master,
yet.
relax.
The fear that it inspired in the citizens shows. Most in Upper Cathedral Ward are deathly afraid of the church. The White Church Hunters' jobs were a bit different. These doctors are superiors to the Black Preventative Hunters, and
Oh
specially...
my god, X, I'm trying to watch the fucking video. Just watch Isaac instead. He's way better than porn. Yeah, we got 13 minutes.
In experimentally backed blood
We got 13
ministration
minutes, dude.
and the scourge of the beast. They believe that medicine is not a means of treatment, but rather a method of research, and that some knowledge can only be attained by exposing oneself to sickness. Their experimentation might explain the monstrously large church giants who would have been particularly useful in the fight against...
Guys, should I start an OnlyFans? Deadass. Would you guys buy it? No, X, it's over, dude. Everybody in here thinks you're a fucking weirdo. But like, deadass, would you guys buy OnlyFans? Guys, come on. Hell no. I'm a good looking guy. Did I watch Maxer's Elden Ring video? I don't know who Maxer is. So, no. Dude, honestly, I'm getting a 50-50 yes-no. Why did two people just ask for feet? Oh, no, it's the same guy. Which might be more concerning, honestly. Dude just asked me for my feet twice in a row. No, not that you aren't good looking. I'm not gay. Oh. I mean, you can support the homie though, right? I am offering, yeah. If it's if it's $10 a month. I think I'm worth more than $10 a month. Will I stop zoning out? You're right, dude. My bad. We'll
Ludwig's
continue this
greatsword
conversation at a
exhibits
later
several
date.
departures from the workshop's design, suggesting that the church anticipated much larger, inhuman beasts. On top of this, Ludwig took a much more overt approach to beast hunting. Nightly, he would embark upon central Yharnam, across the Great Bridge, to fight back against the beasts. But he was not alone. The population of central Yharnam joined had been particularly useful in the fight against the beasts. Ludwig's greatsword exhibit would have been... Their experimentation might explain the monstrously large church giants who would have been particularly useful in the fight against the beasts.
Okay.
Ludwig's greatsword exhibits several departures from the workshop's design, suggesting that the church anticipated much larger, inhuman beasts. On top of this, Ludwig took a much more overt approach to beast hunting. Nightly, he would embark upon central Yharnam, across the Great Bridge, to fight back against the beasts. But he was not alone. The population of central Yharnam joined the hunt as well, swelling the ranks of the hunters. Ludwig, the first hunter of the Healing Church, once recruited Yharnamites to serve as hunters. This hunter's attire was made for new recruits and has excellent straightforward defense, but not nearly enough to allow an ordinary man to stand any real chance against the beasts. It sounds like a very clever move, as it probably stopped the populace blaming the church and likely formed more of a us versus them mentality. Meanwhile, in Byrgenwerth, Master Willem had an epiphany. We are thinking on the basest of planes. What we need are more eyes. Willem took this very literally. The remaining students of Byrgenwerth appeared to... We are thinking on the basest of planes. What we need are more eyes. Willem took this very literally. The remaining students of Byrgenwerth appear to have been transformed into multi-eyed, fly-like creatures, and more importantly, Willem himself found an umbilical cord of a Great One, which was a very significant and powerful artifact. Provost Willem sought the cord in order to elevate his being and thoughts to those of a Great One, by lining his brain with eyes, the only choice he knew if man were ever to match their greatness. Used to gain insight, and, so they say, eyes on the inside, although no one remembers what that truly entails. It's difficult to know exactly how Willem came across or created an umbilical cord, so we'll have to go into that in another video. Just know that he has one for now. When we encounter Willem, he directs us to the Great Lake.
Okay,
The
we'll
power
do
of great
the
bodies of
Maxer
water is
Bloodborne
actually
after this.
referenced in a few runes. Great volumes of water serve as a bulwark guarding sleep, and an augur of the eldritch truth. Overcome this hindrance, and seek what is yours. The lake, and what lies within it, hides the truth. Rom, the Bergenworth spider, lies
Okay,
within.
here we go. Here's the
And there's a
boss.
lot we don't know about her, but I'll tell you what we do know. The Bergenworth spider hides all manner of rituals, and keeps our lost master from us. A terrible shame. The spider
I
is
read that.
certain to reveal nothing, for true enlightenment need not be shared. I believe this is
Dude,
what the to reveal
Look
nothing.
at this motherfucker in the back.
For true
He
enlightenment
does. He just
need not be
attacks,
shared.
bro. He doesn't leave anybody alone.
I believe this is what the vacuous part of Rom's name refers to. This creature is somehow hiding the true nature of the world, and when you defeat it, you don't need insight to see the world for what it truly is. The night moves forward. The Bergenworth spider lies within, and there's a lot we don't know about her, but I'll tell you what we do know. The Bergenworth spider hides all manner of rituals,
Did my shit
and
just-
keeps our lost master from us. A terrible shame. The spider is certain to reveal nothing, for true enlightenment need not be shared. I believe this is what the vacuous part of Rom's name refers to. This creature is somehow hiding the true nature of the world, and when you defeat it, you don't need insight to see the world for what it truly is. The night moves forward. The blood moon descends, and after killing Rom, we are finally granted access to what remains of Yahar'gul, home of Mikolash and his school of Mensis. The school of Mensis appears to have grown apart from the healing church and the choir. There is little information on Mikolash and his school, but we can prove that there was a split. Firstly, Mikolash uses the Augur of Abritus, a secret rite of the choir shared among the high-ranking members of the healing church. This suggests he was trusted with this information and was once a sane member of the church. To prove that there was a split between the healing church's choir and the school, we note clear signs of distrust and fighting between the groups. Imprisoned inside Yahar'gul is the corpse of a member of the choir. And inside the
I remember
Nightmare of
him.
Mensis, we find who the official guide calls Edgar, choir intelligence. Clearly, the choir was suspicious of what was going on in Yahar'gul with the school of Mensis, and based on what we find there, going on in Yahar'gul with the school of
This guy just did 1 damage. How is that even possible? I feel like you have to try to do that.
Mensis, and based on what we find there in Yahar'gul, it seems the choir had good reason to be. The school of Mensis were attempting to commune with the Great Ones, and they succeeded. As Willem did, they found an umbilical cord. We find 4 cords in the game that allow contact with the Great Ones, and Mikolash had one. This cord granted Mensis audience with Murgo, but resulted in the stillbirth of their brains. As we know, most Great Ones reside in the Nightmare Realm, and whatever ritual they performed with this cord ripped Mensis and its students into a nightmare. That's why you find the lecture hall in the Nightmare, and that's why there's hundreds of dead students throughout Yahar'gul, all wearing the cage that appears to have delivered them to their harrowing nightmare. Mikolash's corpse provides a gateway into the nightmare, and we find him here, clearly insane, wandering the halls. Mikolash believes that it's possible to ascend towards becoming a Great One, citing Rom as his example. Possible to ascend towards becoming a great wandering the halls. Mikolash believes that it's possible to ascend towards becoming a Great One, citing Rom as his
technically he's
example.
not wrong, 'cause I
Rom,
was.
however, is not
I
fully
did.
developed. Rather, she has the blood of their kin.
What does stillbirth of a brain even mean? Dead brain. Okay. How into the secrets did you find in Bloodborne? I have no idea. I don't know what was supposed to be a secret. I don't know what I was supposed to find.
Let's just
really
go back
don't
to
know.
Rom for a second. When you defeat Rom, Queen Yharnam appears. She's a Tumerian
yeah.
woman who has clearly suffered a childbirth gone horribly wrong.
Okay,
she
here we
is
go.
linked to the Nightmare of Mensis.
Oh my God,
to the
I
ritual
killed her!
that Rom was hiding, and she appears in this nightmare, looking up towards Murgo's loft, where Murgo and his wet nurse reside. Queen Yharnam hails from the Tumerian civilization that was in power long ago, and she was blessed with a child of the Great Ones. From the way she appears outside Murgo's loft, it is clear that her consciousness, her spirit, was pulled into this nightmare as well. Even when you encounter Queen Yharnam's real self in the Tumerian tombs, The baby Mogo screams whenever you hit her, and even when you kill Yharnam in the tombs, it is clear that she is not actually dead, but her horrific consciousness is only asleep.
What the fuck? I would have loved meeting the brain? What does that mean? Why did I kill her? Dude, I hit her once and she died. I thought she had more health.
Stirs in unsettling motions. Her
It was
consciousness
immediate
seems to be
regret.
showing up here in the nightmare, completely
If that makes
separate
it
from her
any
physical
better.
form. The same thing is happening with you, with Mikolash, with the Great Ones in the nightmare with you. You all exist in this nightmare that Mensis created. So your next question is, which Great One impregnated Yharnam with Mogo all those years ago? I believe it is formless Erden. The Great One Erden, lacking form, exists only in voice.
Dude, I'm
To
fucking
cite
sorry.
the fastest evidence to present,
I'm
there's
sorry.
nothing in the cradle
I
after
don't
you
know.
defeat
What do you want me to
Mogo,
say?
and Mogo himself, the child, has no form. Also, his cries are heard throughout your adventure. He exists everywhere. Additionally, Mogo's wet nurse has no form under those robes, and also, the women that are impregnated when this blood moon descends are all related to Erden, but we'll get to that in another video. When you defeat Mogo's wet nurse, you get a message unlike any other that you've received thus far. Instead of prey slaughtered, you get nightmare slain. You defeated a true Great One that's elevated its consciousness
right.
to the nightmare realm, and the game is nearing its end. However, all of this should make you think, the nightmare of Mensis isn't the only dream world I've set foot in, is it? This entire time I've actually been journeying out from the hunter's dream, guided by lanterns that led me to Mogo and her wet nurse, all of which is made possible by Gurman and his doll. Travel to the hunter's workshop in the waking world and seek the truth. Every Great One loses its child and then yearns for a surrogate. The third umbilical cord precipitated the encounter with the pale moon, which beckoned the hunters and conceived the hunter's dream. Next to the cord is the unanimated doll. Take a hairpin from this real doll and then pass it along to the doll in the dream. When you give her the hairpin, she sheds a single tear, which reads, "Created from the shining silver doll tear, this blood gem is a quiet yet unfaltering friend that continually restores HP, the life essence of a hunter."
Guys, I did
Perhaps
this, but I
this
did it
doll's
off camera.
creator had wished for such a friend, albeit in vain. It's clear that Gurman called upon the Great Ones using an umbilical cord, similar to the manner in which Mikolash did. The Great Ones that inhabit the nightmare are sympathetic in spirit and often answer when called upon. Gurman, lonely and lacking purpose after the church had no more need for his workshop, must have called upon the Great Ones. A Great One responded, the pale moon presence, and imprisoned Gurman within the dream. For while Gurman sleeps, he utters this rare piece of dialogue that clearly shows he does not want to be here.
Oh, Lawrence, Master Willem, somebody help me. Unshackle me, please. Anybody. I've had enough of this dream. The night blocks all sight. Oh, somebody, please.
So for what purpose was the dream conceived? Well, the doll tells us that countless hunters have passed through here, and all of the graves tell us that as well. And Eileen and Jura both have dialogue that is testament to that fact. They talk about how they've been through this dream before as well. So why are hunters being sent through this dream?
Wait, what? So I set Gurman free? So I killed him, it was actually a good thing. Wow. Bro, what? I peek every time Mikolash moans.
Unable to pass away, just forced to go out into the world and kill beasts. It becomes clearer when you kill Mogo's wet nurse. You return to the hunter's workshop burning down. The dream's
Whoa.
forced to go out into the world, and through this dream, unable to pass away, just forced to go out into the world and kill beasts. It becomes clearer when you kill Mogo's wet nurse. You return to the hunter's workshop burning down, the dream's purpose fulfilled. Ergo, the purpose of your dream and your hunt appears to have been to slay a great one. 3 endings are presented to you. The first. Gurman offers you a
What?
way out of the dream. He asks you to accept your death, for if you do, then you'll awaken in the waking world of Yharnam, and your consciousness will be no longer linked to the dream. The trophy for this ending reads, "You lived through the hunt and saw another day." The second ending
Right,
reads,
but after that one, Gurman is still there. So, wow. That's crazy. If I didn't consume the umbilical cord, you'd be in Gurman's place as prisoner of the... What? That is crazy. Lady Maria bad as fuck? Yeah. Can't lie. In my opinion, the third ending is the best ending, but second is cool too. Bro.
"You lived through the hunt and saw another day." The second option is to reject Gurman. He suggests that to do so must be a decision caused by madness, and he pits his will against yours to forcibly remove you from the dream. All the while, he entreats you to accept your death and be freed from this dream. If you overpower Gurman, we meet with the Moon Presence, the being that appears to have conceived this nightmare. Just like the nightmare Murgo conceived, it embraces you, and in the cutscene to follow, we see ourselves performing the same role that Gurman did, hosting the dream, likely a slave.
Oh, so he
to
comes down either way. So he comes down either way.
being that appears
He
to have
frees
conceived
Gurman
this
and
nightmare.
entraps me.
Just like the nightmare Murgo conceived, it embraces you, and in the cutscene to follow, we see ourselves performing the same role that Gurman did, hosting the dream, likely a slave to the Moon Presence, or perhaps its surrogate child, guiding hunters throughout this
Wow.
dream in an effort to slay other Great Ones. The trophy for this ending reads, "Captivated by the Moon Presence, you pledge to watch over the hunter's dream." There's one key thing you need to remember. The Great Ones are a race, but they're a race unlike any other. Each Great One is entirely unique, and they do not necessarily work together. In fact, from the existence of the dream, I'm almost inclined to believe that the Moon Presence is hostile towards other Great Ones. In the third and final ending, you consume 3 umbilical cords and resist the will of the Moon Presence. You overpower
This is
it,
what I got.
and in the cutscene to follow, the doll coddles the being you have become. You have
That
ascended,
is me!
truly, as few have before you. The trophy description states, "You became an infant Great One, lifting humanity into its next childhood." So after the end of all this, you probably still have questions.
I do.
What is pale blood? Why does the Moon Presence guide hunters towards killing beasts and Great Ones? Which ending is the good ending? For all this and more, you need to be subscribed to the channel. I'll have another video on it soon, analysing the endings.
What?
And from here on out, the channel should split into 3 main parts. There's going to be the lore hunting series, where we focus on one aspect of the lore and really figure it out. There's going to be Prepare to Cry, which is my favourite series. It's a series where I tell the story of a character within Bloodborne.
Okay. Yo, that's insane. I really didn't get anything other than the end, than the ending. Wow. Hearing Gurman cry out to his friends to be freed from his dream like that hit me hard. It's very frightening to think about being imprisoned and trapped somewhere with no hope of getting out. Yeah, thank God I came across. Thank God. Bloodborne story in a nutshell. Willem. Yo, humanity needs to evolve, but don't use the blood to do so. Lawrence uses it anyway. Everybody who uses the blood goes insane and mutates. Willem says, insight is the way to evolve. Everyone who uses insight goes insane and mutates. Okay, so nobody won. There's no winning in this universe. Oh my God. I know, bro, this is a half-hour video. He didn't even fit everything in here. Did I meet Eileen? Let me see. Let me see if I know who that is. No. No, definitely not. Or maybe I did. Where is she?
Eileen the Crow. A hunter of hunters can...
Oh, wait. I don't remember, bro. I don't remember. Okay. Maxor. This guy. Guys, this one from 3 years ago? Which core do you need to eat to get which ending? You just need to eat 3 of them, from what I know. As long as you eat 3, you're gonna get that ending. If I search Folding Ideas Bloodborne, it's a video explaining why the happiest ending is the most depressing ending. What? It's a horror story directly based on Lovecraft. Lovecraft protagonists generally off themselves by the end. Now I need to finish the chalices? Bro, the game is deleted. the game is not on my console no more. So did they leave this open for a sequel? I mean, like, I feel like there's so much shit in this, like they could definitely make another one. I should become a VTuber? Dude, I don't even know what a VTuber is. Is that just where they have like the anime girl as a face cam? Okay, so Maxer is a dumbed down version of it, which I think I know I need. So let's go for this one. This is only 17 minutes.
The video has spoilers.
Bloodborne is a Lovecraftian horror RPG that no one understands by definition, where the player is free to attack hordes of human children at will and consume their innards. If that in-depth and engaging anti-baby gameplay appeals to you, keep listening because it gets worse. In this game, you play as John Bloodborne, a foreigner incapable of speech without the use of sign language, and stricken with Habsburg disease, comes to the ancient city of London seeking treatment for the sins of his cousins. In doing so,
I'm already liking this better. I'm already liking it better, dude. My brain is a little bit rotted. I have a little bit of a TikTok brain. This might be the one. This might be where it connects for me.
Spider people and the great journeying further, John Bloodborne becomes conscripted into the service of a gay elder god and the 60-year-old man he keeps as a pet, and is given the ultimate task of killing an invisible infant in order to cure his anemia. To accomplish said Herculean task, the player must journey through dark forests, terrifying nightmares, and the meth-ridden alleyways of a post-Brexit Britain, slaying monsters, exploring, and tricking women into being impregnated by gods so you can...
Yo! We didn't go over her.
Exploring and tricking women into being...
We didn't go over the random woman in Doggy. Bro, I was off, I wasn't recording and I ran into her. I think I killed her for an umbilical cord, no? This was wild to walk into. Insane.
Being impregnated by gods so you can consume the child. This game is an excellent realization of a Metroidvania with something new around every corner. A great action RPG which pits you against insurmountable odds and extreme challenges, and has a gripping story and lore about discovering the Eldritch truth. So if you can, play it yourself because I'm not going to hold back on the details. It's no secret that my reviews are entertainment first, so I don't suggest using me as genuine advice. However, most people can't play this game, ever, because you have to buy a $400 magical box sold by the wizard Sony in order to experience it. And even then, you get to experience that is Bloodborne. The gameplay is what makes this game great, and the easiest way to describe it is simple but complicated. On a simple level, your baby brain is responsible for only two tasks, dodging and hitting. And dodging in this game renders you temporarily invincible. Sounds easy, right? Wrong, because every single enemy is adjusted to keep pace with you. Basic enemies are basically able to whoop your ass into fucking non-existence. Every encounter, therefore, is tense and engaging. When you kill someone, it's because you were faster and had more meth than they did. On a complicated level, you have a gun, and normally bullets hurt people, but in London, bullets are a suggestion, like the Geneva Convention. Here in England, it's all about the knife bins. Except when you shoot somebody mid-attack, you gain the mystical and arcane ability to plunge your fist through their ribcage like Mortal Kombat, and rip out their heart, which is considered rude and a slight annoyance. This extends to behind them if you charge an attack, which sometimes causes you to reach up a pig's asshole and rip out the prostate like fruit by the foot. Side note, the most optimal farming route for currency in this game is called Murgo's Pig Fisting Route. See, I changed the webpage. And in this route, you sneak up behind this guy and do him the dirty. Then entice these two swinular bastards to be mauled to death.
No,
by
guys,
members
I played the DLC. I beat the DLC.
of
I just came back to Gurman after the DLC. Everybody said the DLC was like much harder if you beat the game because you were in New Game Plus, so I saved Gurman for last.
Organization 13. Repeat 50 times. On a complicateder level, every single weapon in the game has two different modes with two different movesets, and transforming between them gives you special attacks in addition to running attacks, plunging attacks, attacks. On a theoretical physicist level, your character memorizes squiggly lines and fridge art created by gods for passive bonuses that work regardless of weaponry. My favorites are more money, and more money they stack. Finally, on a meta-theoretical chiropractic level, every weapon is customizable with different gem slots that give differing effects for your attacks. And there are different types that can literally change all of the stats of the weapon, like making a fucking spear do more damage based off of intelligence. There's definitely more and a lot of strategy in how you level up your character, but I assume that you know how to level up in a fucking video game. But with all this combat prowess, you may be wondering, Maxor, who are these crusty abominations that you're fighting on screen? Well, to learn that much, we're going to have to delve into the lore. So buckle your britches, bitches, because this shit is wild. If I say something questionable, just accept it as fact. I can be trusted. 60 years ago, 20 rowdy college students took their education extremely seriously because they found Woman Cthulhu. She was just in a portable toilet downstairs. Also, because they were bored, they beat to death a god of the sea with some bats, but that's a story for later. It turns out the entire world is ruled—
What? They killed the mom?
to death a god of the sea with some bats, but that's a story for later. It turns out the entire world is ruled and created by a race of elder gods beyond human comprehension called the Great Ones. Figuring this out, they got Cthulhu's blood and were like, we can make a religion out of this. Because it turns out the blood can heal people, which is really good due to all the knife crime. So everyone starts drinking it a little too much and they get the money to build 36 cathedrals, but it turns out eventually the blood turns you into a werewolf. So the church hires a guy named German to go fight the beasts with an organization known as the Hunters, but there's too many beasts, so he gives up. Now the knife crime is increased even more, and German sort of goes insane and creates a life-size doll of one of his students who is an 8-foot-tall Amazonian. He also canonically has sex with it. The moon god, for some reason, kind of takes notice of this and is like, alright, listen, I'm building a suicide squad. I will bring your waifu to laifu if you serve me for all time as my slave. German reasonably thinks that this is a great deal.
Am I playing Black Myth when it drops? Bro, video on Wednesday. Part 1 on Wednesday. Everybody, to the people in here. Black Myth Wukong, first video Wednesday.
And is imprisoned in a dream.
Marketing
This is where
calendars.
you come in. See, the moon god assassinates baby gods for fun.
Okay, hold on.
The need for
This
it.
is
He
way
also
too
cannot
fast-paced
building
for me
a
to say
suicide
anything.
moon god for some reason kind of takes notice of this and is like, alright, listen, I'm building a
Fuck.
There's too many beasts, so he gives up. Now the knife crime is increased even more, and German sort of goes insane and creates a life-size doll of one of his students who is an 8-foot-tall Amazonian. He also
Wait, was that the doll?
sort of goes
Was
insane
Lady
and
Maria
creates a
the doll?
life-size doll of one of his students who is an
Oh my god. How did I miss that?
8-foot-tall Amazonian. He also canonically has sex with it. The moon god, for some reason, kind of takes notice of this and is like, alright, listen, I'm building a suicide squad. I will bring your waifu to laifu if you serve me for all time as my slave. German reasonably thinks that this is a great deal and is imprisoned in a dream. This is where you come in. See, the moon god assassinates baby gods for fun, but needs a hitman to go into the real world to do it since he's confined to the 9th dimension. So in
Fuck! I might need to slow this shit down. This is too TikTok brain. Doll was based on Maria. Okay. The orphan of cause fight is legit you killing a sad orphan that was born from his dead mother's corpse. The fact it screams. Oh my god, the shrieks are screams? And every time he attacks, he's actually saying no. Holy shit. He was fucking hitting me. What do you want me to do? Sorry, buddy. Okay. Should we... I'm gonna maybe slow it down if I can't handle it. If I have to rewind it one more time.
The moon god, for some reason, kind of takes notice of this and is like, alright, listen, I'm building a suicide squad. I will bring your waifu to laifu if you serve me for all time as my slave. German reasonably thinks that this is a great deal and is imprisoned in a dream. This is where you come in. See, the moon god assassinates baby gods for fun, but needs a hitman to go into the real world to do it since he's confined to the ninth dimension. So in addition to fighting all manner of giant beasts and uncovering dark secrets, the true aim of this game is to commit infanticide. There's enough bullshit here to fill tax legislation, so comment your own poorly summarized Bloodborne lore below. And for the rest of us non-shills, we have ample time to explain more.
Was I killing infants the whole time? He only attacked if you approach him first? That's not true. I feel like that's not true. Oh my god, I was killing infants for 11 episodes.
What makes this game great? Yes, you have been japed. I am talking about bosses before I talk about the levels. In most video games, bosses cap off areas, but in Bloodborne, areas are preambles to a dick flattening, and nothing will challenge your skill in quite the same way. Except for the goddamn Witches of Hemwick, who were placed into the game for disability access. You can probably tell that Bloodborne is a hard game. We don't even know if a games journalist can beat it. But it's hard in a fair way that tests your skills and reaction time, except for Lawrence, but I'll get back to Lawrence later. What sets this game's bosses apart is that the challenge makes it feel like you're a really small dude jabbing a toothpick into a building-sized deer demon. So yeah, I would be impressed if he killed that. But not only that, unlike Dark Souls, every single boss reacts meaningfully to how you attack them. Large beasts can have their bones cracked and their tendons wound into a slinky. Bone boys can be knocked over and have their marrow sicked. And human enemies will wince and recoil when they see your height difference. As well, every boss punishes you for cowardice and actively discourages backpedaling with their forward momentum, causing every fight to be an elaborate dance with a thrilling back and forth. Unless you're fighting Rom, who is the really hungry caterpillar if he had a legion of arachnid slaves who threw their heads underground like ostriches. We don't talk about him. And while we're on the subject of bad bosses, this motherfucker, let me tell you something. The humanoid bosses in this game are paradoxically the most dangerous. But Mikolash is a psycho-
I disagree with that. I disagree with that. I think they were the easiest. I think the giant beasts were harder by far. If you stand at the edge of the arena, he just cries? Oh my god. Well, now I feel bad. I killed Murgo, a baby, an orphan of cause, a newborn infant. My god, dude. This game has deep roots into abortion and the crimes that have been committed against women. Holy shit.
something. The humanoid bosses in this game are paradoxically the most dangerous. But Mikolash is a psychological hazard that will hurt you personally. This boss literally feels like cut content because the fight centers around chasing him, and his direction depends on RNG, making him an actual speedrun killer when you are chasing him.
The amount of shit that I cut out right here, specifically at this moment. I'm not kidding, this happened to me at least 8 times. Where he needed to go in that room and he just runs past it.
Depends on RNG, making him an actual speedrun killer. When you corner him, he uses one attack, and then you chase him again, where he gains the power to insta-kill you. God forbid you're hit by it, because that's 10 minutes gone. Here's a tip. Save up.
I love this video already. I love this video. I love
10
this.
poison knives, and steal from your family if you...
Glad I beat the allegations. I was always by your side since the very... We have a believer in the chat, y'all. Believer in the chat. Who else was a believer? Because I seen a lot of people hating, saying I wasn't going to beat it. I wasn't going to survive this shit. Here we are. Where are the believers?
You must then wait
Spam 2 if you're a believer.
until he jumps down this hole, poison him repeatedly, and watch him spaz the fuck out until death. You will thank me. But as a result of everyone who isn't Miko shit, conquering a boss in this game is absolutely...
I was talking about Moog. That's fucked up, dude. I just go on a whole rant. You're not even talking about me? Okay, we got a couple 2s in there. There's a 1. Who put the fucking 1? Who put the... Skulton? Go fuck yourself, buddy.
rewarding on a level that other games cannot match. It's only because the odds are stacked against you in ways that don't feel bullshit
Most of the time.
that conquering them is the main reason I play, and their fights are undoubtedly the best I've ever done in video games. But that isn't most of the time in the game. In fact, a lot of your time is spent exploring the areas, so let's get into that. Lesson 1 in area design. Where the fuck am I going? Exploration is the name of the game, except it's called Bloodborne. Only this time, you don't bring smallpox and kill 20 million people. We're looking at a solid 10 this time, because the main enemies in this game are British townspeople. It's how the developers made sure you didn't feel bad about killing them. The plague of beasts infecting London causes people's teeth to become beast-like, makes you aggressive at night, and slurs your speech. So it's up to you to stop them, as a hunter should. If you don't look up where to go next in this game, good fucking luck. People get lost all the time. Get used to it. This game doesn't do exploration like, oh look, there's loot in this hallway, my dopamine's gonna go crazy. That's baby shit. This is daddy's exploration, where you find a route back to a place you were in 10 hours ago. And I hope you weren't expecting a mini-map, or any map. Every single hallway is a rabbit hole of discovery, and your hand isn't held. Case in point, Cathedral
Oh
War
my
is
god.
Every single hallway is a rabbit hole of discovery, and your hand...
This place was fucking horrifying. Horrifying. I was in here for like 15 minutes. It was only 2 in the video. Oh my god, I hate this place.
And isn't held. Case in point, Cathedral Ward is a level, but feels like a hub area because it connects to fucking everything. And where you start the game is in the middle of a loop-de-loop involving
Oh my god, somebody made a map? That's the one he used. We're gonna look at that after.
Just look at the fucking map of this game. Everything overlaps. And yes, there
I
is a
guess I
level
could
of
just
torturous
pause it here, huh?
experimentation. Just look at the fucking map of...
Oh my gosh. How do you even make this? You know how long it must have took to make this?
Of this game, everything overlaps. And yes, there is a level called Nightmare Lecture Hall, and no, it does not connect to the Altar of Despair, although you would think that. Fittingly, the Lecture Hall is the smallest area, and more fittingly, 90% of the combat is graduates throwing cum at you. The game also has 2 completely secret areas that you would not find without the internet. I would tell you how to enter, but I don't want to do calculus. And what you get at the end? Upper Cathedral Ward is legitimately a horror area in a game loved for its combat, because it's filled with enemies who act out my greatest fears. Stealing currency, permanently. Gives me fucking chills every time I talk about it. Castle Canehurst is proof that From Software hates us all, since the best area in the entire game requires you to go to the Field of Corn in Ohio and trek down Waldo. But it's worth it to invade the house of that parasitic queen dwelling in her demented castle, so that she may feel the wrath of the proletariat. All we have to do is kill Prince Philip, who guards the way as an eternal lich. On top of this, there are numerous NPCs and NPC quest lines spread throughout the world.
Oh, he killed the
all
doggy
with a
lady.
series of interactions with each other depending on location and timing. For instance, you could direct nuns, prostitutes, and Prince Philip to a church run by a lonely black sludge, then perform enough blood transfusions to send the nun into a yandere rage. Or you could direct them to the nice woman who runs the clinic down the street, who only wants to help and assist others. Then take a strange path through the forest and into her clinic to discover that she has been experimenting on all of them in order to create the Blue Man Group. And if you want, you can take the umbilical cord away from her schizophrenic ass and eat it. The sky's the limit in Bloodborne quest lines. And you know what my favorite quest line is? The one where you descend into literal hell, complete with eternal punishment, insanity, and femboy fishing, the scariest of them all. I'm of course talking about the DLC, the only DLC for this game. And if you play through Bloodborne, you have to play through the DLC. I'm not giving you a fucking choice. So to learn why, you should play the best expansion ever made since Spore Galactic Adventures.
Jungles.
Come with me on this amazing journey to find the secrets of the Bloodborne, the old hunters.
Oh my god, this is the DLC.
I want you to imagine hell. Now imagine hell written by H.P. Lovecraft. It will be filled with squids, immigrants, and air conditioning. This DLC has none of that except the squids. For you see, those college kids from the lore section of the video were built fucking different. They experimented on an entire village and possibly beat up a god of the sea so fucking bad that her consciousness in the 9th dimension died. We spent an entire game killing an infant in the experiment. For you see, those college kids from the lore conditioning. This DLC has none of that except the squids. For you see, those college kids from the lore section of the video were built fucking different. They experimented on an entire village and possibly beat up a god of the sea so...
What? They just beat the shit out of her?
so fucking bad that her consciousness in the 9th dimension died. We spent an entire game killing an infant, and these guys somehow killed the MILF god. But anyways, in the process of this, it cursed them and all of the hunters to be doomed to a hell upon death, where they will hunt in a bloodthirsty rage without rest for all eternity, indistinguishable from a political subreddit. Case in point, this is Ludwig. He's the first boss of the DLC and has a reputation for causing refunds. Not because he's bad, but because he's too good for you. The first phase is as difficult for me as realizing that Golden Corral is not actually a real corral. But like every restaurant except Golden Corral, the rewards at the end are delicious because his second phase is even harder. Now, I'm not going to lie, this DLC has 4 bosses and 3 of the hardest bosses I have ever fought in any video game ever. So, your ass will be clenched the entire time, and the fact that he's the 3rd hardest is fucking concerning. Some people tell me, Maxor, your videos have gotten me through tough times because they made me laugh. But like this...
You were killing innocent people. We were killing innocent people. Everybody here has played the game. We all did it.
Boss,
we all
you
did
are
it.
the one who is truly overcoming these challenges, and I believe in your ability to beat both of them. King, Boss Lightning Round. The DLC has many such cases of amazing bosses, including Lady Maria, who is the basis for German's extremely creepy 8-foot-tall doll fetish, but we'll get back to that, and Orphan of Cause, who was born extremely creepy 8-foot-tall doll of amazing bosses, including Lady Maria, who is the basis for German's extremely creepy 8-foot-tall doll fetish, but...
Is that really that creepy? You just have an 8-foot woman walking around? That doesn't sound horrible. That doesn't sound horrible.
We'll get back to that. And Orphan of Cause, who was born from the literal dead body of a god. If you enjoy the sensation of being beaten to death with a sharpened placenta, this is the fight for you. And as with everything that From Software makes, they threw in a boss that they...
Oh, maybe I'm alone with this then. Nah, Isaac's a freak. X. I'm gonna say this again. I know X Mita in real life. X, you don't want me to say what you say to me on a daily basis, dude. You don't want me to say it out loud. To how many people? We got 83 people in here, dude. You don't want me to say it right now. It's not a real woman. Oh yeah, huh? I take it back.
They didn't really finish and called it a day. I'm of course talking about Lawrence, which is a very mundane placenta, this dead tall doll fetish, but we'll get back to that. And Orphan of Cause, who was born from the literal dead body of a god. If you enjoy the sensation of being beaten to death with a sharpened placenta, this is the fight for you.
Somebody complimented me and I read it in my head. I didn't read it out loud. You beating Cause so fast was genuinely impressive. People tend to get beat up by the baby a lot. Thank you. Thank you. Since everybody's hating on me in here, I appreciate the compliment.
As with everything that From Software makes, they threw in a boss that they didn't really finish and called it a day. I'm of course talking about Lawrence, which is a very mundane name for a fire monster locked in hell. Take my advice, don't fight Lawrence, you only lose a part of yourself, since this boss fights you by dropping off his own legs and then violently vomiting and shitting lava everywhere. I've always wanted my game about dynamic dodging and elaborate fencing to be reduced to shitty area denial like it's Team Fortress 2. To wrap things up, the music of this game is pretty good, but the DLC music is fucking insane. I don't know what it is about Japanese composers being able to make...
I'm sorry. She's real to me. He's getting dirty of a doll while a real woman is stuck in purgatory. Wait, oh yeah, it is based on a real woman, huh? You can't do it with a doll? I'm not gonna tell you how I know this. You can buy one on Amazon, dude. So if you really wanted to, again, I'm not telling you guys how I know this. You could buy a doll on Amazon and do as you please. I'm just saying.
Better symphonies than the continent that invented them, but just take a listen.
Holy shit, I am alive right now.
Have you ever thought, as I do, that this game is just too good, that you would really rather be playing a shittier version of the game, such as the engagement of the Chalice Dungeons? I, of course, jest. They're fine, probably, except for half of them, because Bloodborne has an optional system of infinite dungeon generation for all of those who wish to break free of the shackles of good level design. Let's talk about how, and more importantly, why. First of all, Bloodborne has a system of dungeons that everyone shares and dungeons that are random.
Maria
For my
specifically,
footage,
I'm
I
just
played
saying
the
a
shared
doll.
dungeons that you can be guaranteed the pain you witness on screen is mandatory. One of the biggest strengths of Bloodborne is the ability to have interesting and challenging enemy encounters gently rubbed with the blood-stained hands of Miyazaki. But I don't think I have to explain to you how randomizing almost every encounter in the game could be imbalanced. But fortunately, most enemies you encounter in the Chalice Dungeons are new to spare British people your wrath, so you instead fight SCP-96. But why are we here? It turns out that the entire city of London was built on a Celtic burial ground, an ancient civilization
Congrats on
called the
finishing the game.
Temerians,
Thank
who
you,
discovered
brother.
the healing
Thank
powers
you.
of blood and then mysteriously
We embark on a new journey tomorrow. Black Myth Wukong video out Wednesday.
disappeared. Wow, I wonder what happened. This is all cool in theory, but the reality is that most of the time you fight the same 4 enemies, and the first 3 dungeons can be replaced by Simon Says. My cat literally wouldn't notice. The Chalice Dungeons are so forgotten that the developers use them to put joke enemies into the game. My favorite is the man who aggressively rolls at you stark naked wearing only his Nikes. The uniqueness also extends to the bosses, and they're actually pretty cool.
Was
like
that a
to mimic
red
his
Bloodstar
Nikes. The
beast?
uniqueness also
It was. The captain's in a way. It is the Bloodstar Beast. Yo, thank God I did.
extends to the bosses, and they're actually pretty cool, like Temerian Descendant, Watchdog, and the 3 overweight men. Do you remember that basic enemy from like 2 levels? He is the boss now. Rom, he is the boss again. The only thing stopping me from throwing myself into a wood chipper is the fact that Miklash isn't back. And if you're going to have replays, you probably want to make sure that they're actually good. In fact, the bosses are so fucking imbalanced that the Watchdog fight is primarily comprised of instant kill attacks. I beat Sekiro backwards on a keyboard, and this shit is too fucking much. Now, normally that would be all, but the dungeons go
God,
deeper.
what was
What we've
that?
discussed so too fucking much. Now, normally
Watchdog of the Old Lords?
that would be all.
That looks...
But the dungeons go deeper. What we have discussed so far is merely the surface, and there is a much darker syndicate lying just below. These places you must never venture, for they are the save edit dungeons, whereby through wizardry, the community are able to conjure up deep, dark chasms and share them with the rest of the world. Of these secrets, there are only 2 that I shall reveal to you, and the first is the Cum Dungeon. Yes,
I
you
used
heard
the
that
Cum Dungeon.
correctly and clearly. The Cum Dungeon is the name of the most optimal farming route ever conceived by the fucking cricket people who
No
do
shame,
this
nigga.
shit,
I use the
whereby
cum
the player
dungeon.
enters the chasm of place name and watches as a high-level boss yeets itself off a cliff. Murgo's pig fisting route can give you 10,000 echoes. This gives 83,000. And if you thought that sorcery was bad, it gets much worse. You can insert anything from the game files by save editing a Chalice dungeon. Anything. This includes cut and unfinished content from the game that the developers forgot to delete, like this doggo who attacks you with invisible lightning. Overall, the Chalice dungeons are bad. They're not actually very fun to play, and yet I love them. Everyone loves them because they allow us to further explore a long-dead game with the help of a passionate community. Now, before we sign off, I know what you're thinking. Maxor, what about the multiplayer? That I would love to talk about with all the footage I have, but it's dead. If this game releases on PC, PC and it better. Then I will talk about the multiplayer extensively. And finally, this game and this video would not be complete if I didn't talk about the hunter's dream. After all the combat, the battles, and the difficulty of this game, it's nice to have a place to recharge, purchase items, upgrade weapons, and watch as it violently burns to the ground. This is where you'll find German slowly wasting away as his soul remains captive for an eternity, and his doll waifu that he sold his existence to be with. She talks to you, levels you up, offers you advice, and German says you're allowed to have sex with her. When I fell down and felt defeated, she was there as you're allowed to have
Is that what he meant
sex
by
with
that?
her. When I fell down and
I
felt
don't think that's what he
defeated,
meant.
she was there to pick me up. When I emoted at her randomly, she pretended to be impressed. And she was there, graciously standing in the background of this one shot that I took of myself. She is our waifu now, and the game is perfect and complete because she is in it. Now excuse me as I engage in the supplementary lore material. Should you get the game, yes, absolutely,
I'm not
I
even
am
gonna rewind
biased.
that.
In fact, you should physically enter Sony's headquarters and demand that it be ported to PC. I will be right there with you. Tasers will not stop me. I would like to thank the corrupt hackers and politicians funneling money into this channel directly from the taxpayer. If you would like to contribute your funds accrued through extensive federal government
Wow. I'm not sure if I got anything out of that. You kind of just explained what the game was, but actually no, I did get some lore. I got some lore out of that. That was cool. That was cool. That was cool. Definitely better paced than the other one. And that's just because my brain is TikToked. Are there any other videos that I should watch? Are there any other good ones? Gurman was too freaky for the world, so he got trapped in a dream. Yeah, I guess that's really what it comes down to, huh? Manga Mask, what's up, dude? What's up? I'm gonna search lore again and see. In 1 minute? Sure, we'll watch this one. 1 minute.
Weary, hopeless, and disease-ridden travelers from far and wide undertake the long journey to the forgotten city of Yharnam, searching for the great universal medical cure that will heal their illnesses. The ancient city is a center of medical knowledge once run by the Healing Church. Long ago, a place now called Old Yharnam was cursed with an endemic illness known as the Plague of Beasts. The afflicted mutated into bloodthirsty monsters, and as the plague spread, the deranged townspeople began to hunt these creatures, for they too had been unknowingly afflicted with the feverish desire to kill beasts and outsiders. In response, the Healing Church blocked off all entrances to the cathedral ward and burned Old Yharnam to the ground. Naturally, you find it necessary to enter Yharnam and unravel its mystery. Upon arrival, you find Yosefka's clinic and undergo a blood transfusion, becoming infected with Yharnam blood that makes you more than human and human no more. Now, unable to distinguish between reality and a nightmare, you take up your weapons as a hunter to discover the secrets of Yharnam and the Healing Church while dealing with crazed mobs and savage beasts. Have fun!
Okay, that didn't... That was a very basic plot. You just platinumed Elden Ring? Holy. I'm not platining any FromSoft game. It's just not happening. I can't do it. Dude, why the fuck does everybody say this shit? Everybody gets mad when I title the video Elden Ring veteran. The guy beat a game twice and think is a veteran. Do you even know what a veteran is, kiddo? I'm not joking. Every single video that I've uploaded, somebody makes that comment. I think I responded to in one of my videos saying I didn't give a fuck. But they love letting me know. What else? Prepare to cry, Father Gas. I'm crying over Father G? Really? Let's see.
When the old blood was found,
They probably gave Father G a tragic ass backstory.
must have been thought a miracle. They called it the blood of the gods.
Sorry,
and rightly
TikTok
so,
brain.
for if you injected it into your veins, you would no longer be afflicted by the weaknesses of the flesh. It follows that a city built upon this blood would become mighty indeed, and so it was with Yharnam. The supply of the blood was controlled by the healing church, and the church became the most powerful of all. But the blood was foul, infected. Those who had taken the old blood began transforming into hideous beasts, and eventually the church could keep the scourge a secret no longer. Fearing the populace itself, they retreated into Cathedral Ward and devised a plan to fight back. The church hunters were that plan. The hunters in white specialized in experimental blood ministration, for the church continued to use the old blood, albeit now with fear in their hearts. And the hunters in black were a little different. Their role was to violently purge this town of the beastly scourge. Beasthood was a cancer, and with their surgical white gloves, the black church hunters would rip the beasthood from the hearts of the Yharnamites. They were known to dispose of victims, even potential victims, before signs of sickness had even manifested themselves. Their black attire inspired fear in the hearts of the Yharnamites, for if they decided that you had the beast within you, then it was so. But the beast lies dormant within us all, and ironically, the clerics transformed into the most terrifying beasts. Father is a title used for clerics in a foreign land, and the healing church knew no such rank. An outsider, Father Gascoigne joined the ranks of the Black Church hunters. Perhaps he, like many others, was sick and needed treatment. Perhaps he saw the miracles that the church was performing, actual miracles that could have inspired a new faith in the man, or perhaps it was the thirst for blood that drew him here, for Gascoigne turned out to be a truly capable hunter, a fine addition to the ranks of the church. Gascoigne was partnered with another, an older hunter by the name of Henrique. Capable beyond his years, this old man was easily recognizable in his unique yellow garb. Its description tells us that they were a fierce and gallant duo, but also that their partnership led to Henrique's tragically long life. He must have been very old indeed to be tragically so. Perhaps Gascoigne's access to the church granted Henrique access to the old blood, and it's possible that the miraculous blood granted him life beyond his years. Who knows what that can do to a man? Together, Henrique and Gascoigne were a part of the effort to purge Yharnam of the scourge. Just two more hunters doing what hunters must, for the good of the city, of course. Gascoigne even found love outside the church's walls within central Yharnam, a woman named Viola, blonde and favoring a bright red brooch. Perhaps the jewel was a gift from a hunter. Imagine being a man of Yharnam during this time. Put yourself in this city. As a good Yharnamite would, you join the nightly hunt with your brothers, fighting against the scourge. You lock your women and children safely at home, with incense at their doors to ward away the beasts. You fight alongside the Black Church hunters, though these men of the church are watching you at all times for any signs of the plague. You fight alongside those who would kill you if they had to. In time, Viola fell pregnant. Soon after, Gascoigne left the healing church. Perhaps he had something more important to him now.
Who are you? I don't know your voice, but I know that smell. Are you a hunter?
Family must have pulled him away from the church, and on the night of our unending hunt, we find this young girl alone in her family's home.
Let's go look for my mum. Daddy never came back from the hunt, and she went to find him, but now she's gone too. I'm all alone and scared.
We're looking for a woman with a red brooch and a man garbed in black. Imagine being Gascoigne at this point in the story. An ex-hunter of the healing church, he still wears the tattered black garb that shows how faithfully he served the church in their hunt.
Welcome back,
and
welcome
tonight,
back.
the hunt is worse than any night before it. Tonight, the line between man and beast is blurred. The beastmen of Yharnam cry for death to their ministers if they see you wearing the minister's garb. This is the exact same thing Gascoigne was wearing. It's unclear exactly what happened in the tomb of Odin, but here we find Father Gascoigne, surrounded by the corpses of fellow Yharnamites, hacking them to pieces, completely lost to his thirst for blood. On a rooftop nearby, we find his wife. Dead.
Damn!
My mum wears a red jeweled brooch. It's so big and beautiful, you won't miss it. Oh, I mustn't forget. If you find my mum, give her this music box. It plays one of Daddy's favourite songs. And when Daddy forgets us, we play it for him so he remembers. Mum's so silly running off without it.
A small music box received from a young Yharnam girl plays a song shared by her mother and father. Inside the lid is a small scrap of paper, perhaps an old message. 2 names can be made out, however faintly: Viola and Gascoigne. When we play their song, the husband recoils in agony. Gascoigne is losing himself to the beastly scourge. He wants to forget, but the music reminds him of his wife, his children, his city, his humanity, his dead wife, his broken city, his despair. His wife is likely dead at his hand, for she did...
Bro, he just went on for like 5 seconds.
...him of his wife, his children, his city, his humanity, his dead wife, his broken city, his despair.
6, 7!
His wife is likely dead at his
Holy
hand, for she didn't
shit!
have their music box to remind him of who he was, as she had done many times before. Gascoigne is beyond saving, and you end his suffering. It almost sounds as if his last words are, "Forgive me." We don't have the heart to give a child her dead mother's brooch. Instead, we send her to Erden Chapel. She can't stay in this house alone, for neither her mother nor her father is coming back for her. Better to send her to a safe place.
Hello, Miss Hunter. Still can't find my mum. Oh, okay.
Damn, you didn't even get
I
the
can
option
wait.
to say yeah.
Isn't there something I can do? Maybe Mum and Dad are stuck out there, waiting for me to come and find them. What do you think, Miss Hunter?
We send her to Erden Chapel.
Yes, okay. Thank you, Miss Hunter. I love you almost as much as Mum and Dad. And Granddad.
She never appears there. Trace the path she would have taken. Imagine this little girl creeping through a sewer filled with crawling corpses and carrion crows, to run past it all and come so close to the chapel, only to spy this thing at the end of the tunnel.
No!
It eats the little girl.
Oh
After
my
your revenge,
god!
You find the bloodied white ribbon upon its remains.
You haven't by any chance seen my little sister, have you?
Someone did come back for the little girl. Turns out Gascoigne had 2 daughters, and you just sent one to her death.
Oh my
I told
god!
her to look after the house, but she's run off somewhere. She's still quite small, and wears a big white ribbon. Have you seen her out there anywhere? Oh, how did this happen? Why would she ever go outside?
And the hunter just has to sit there like, I don't know who the fuck would tell her to go outside in this fucking condition. Oh my...
At least I'll have something to remember her by.
The truly sad thing is, a friend of the family was waiting at Erden Tomb around this time. The one the littlest daughter calls Grandad. He could have met the youngest daughter there, had the pig not consumed her.
Oh my god!
Instead, Henrique goes mad here in this place. Perhaps he discovered that someone killed his friend, or perhaps, since the littlest daughter calls him Grandad, he discovered the corpse of his daughter, Viola.
Perfect timing. I must warn you not to go near the tomb below Erden Chapel in the Cathedral Ward. Henrik, an old hunter, has gone mad, and he's my mark.
When we arrive, we're already too late. As with Gascoigne, loss pushes Henrique over the edge. We've seen that hunters turn into terrible beasts, so the hunter must become the hunted.
Damn.
That wasn't necessary of you, but you have my thanks. We made it with our lives. You're not bad at all. You must have killed Gascoigne as well, then. He was falling apart, I'm sure it had to be done. But try to keep your hands clean. A hunter should hunt beasts. Leave the hunting of hunters to me.
Gascoigne killed his wife. We killed Gascoigne. Henrique tried to kill us, so Eileen killed Henrique. The last surviving daughter throws herself off a ledge upon receiving her sister's bloodied ribbon, and the bloodline of Gascoigne ends here. However, somewhere, in another hunt perhaps...
This is the most tragic his whole family dies?
...to the littlest daughter. She never went looking for her parents. She never travelled down this
Whoa.
tunnel to the littlest... However, somewhere, in another hunt perhaps, you never spoke to the littlest daughter.
Oh.
She never went looking for her parents. She never travelled down this tunnel. She stayed home until her sister returned, and they huddled together until morning came.
I won't be afraid. I know. I do. The morning always comes.
Dude. That is crazy. Helping NPCs in FromSoft games surely wouldn't result in the worst outcome possible. Yeah, it's either it's a tragic story and everybody dies, or they try and fight me and everybody dies. No, for real, dude. I was coming into this shit like Father G, yeah, bullshit. This guy lost his whole family. Even when you try to do good, you ruin people's lives. Have fun, you monster. Oh, there I am. Bro. Oh my god, did we just find... Oh, there I am again. Did we just find... some more videos to watch? Where are... I need more stories like this. Look up the red brooch. Oh, man. Okay. Animation. These two right here. Are there two parts? Gurman's story is sad. Yeah, it is. I know his story for the most part. I think.
And it's really look for my mum. I'm all alone and scared. My mum wears a red jeweled brooch. It's so big and beautiful. You won't miss it.
Look at this poor little girl. The fucking pig. The demon pig. Oh my god, that's it. Part 2? Jesus Christ.
You haven't by any chance seen my little sister, have you? I told her to look after the house, but she's run off somewhere. She's still quite small and wears a big white ribbon. Oh, how did this happen? Why would she ever go outside? At least I'll have something to remember her by.
Yo. Okay. I was not expecting that. I was not expecting that. What a horrible, sad story. The old woman story? What is that one of these right here? Oh, is the old woman Eileen? We'll go Eileen the Crow, because I don't think I even ran into her ever.
When the beastly scourge crept into Yharnam, the people responded with the hunt. With iron and fire, the populace rallied to purify this city. They fought alongside the hunters, who were talented warriors properly equipped to counter the beasts. Together, you would have thought that they'd stand a chance. Yet, when we arrive in Yharnam, something seems wrong. The hunt continues, but the populace has changed. The line between man and beast is blurred, and perhaps it was the bloodlust that the hunt inspired that further awakened that beast within man.
Dude, those
The
trailers
hunters
were
become
sick, by the way.
hated and feared, for they turned into the most terrible beasts. To prevent this from happening, there has always been a hunter of hunters, a hunter with the resolve to hunt former comrades who succumbed to their thirst for blood. Hunters of hunters dress as crows to suggest sky burial. I quote, "They hunt with the hope that former compatriots might be returned to the skies and find rest in a hunter's dream." Eileen is one of these hunters, and she was likely recruited when the hunter's workshop was still in its infancy. She wields the Blades of Mercy, forged with siderite, which is a rare mineral of the heavens. This weapon, and Gurman's burial blade, are the only weapons of their kind. They're masterpieces that defined the entire array of weapons crafted at the workshop. Eventually, the hunter's workshop was no longer needed, but Gurman went on to become a host of the hunter's dream, and started to guide hunters into the waking world. Like us, and many other hunters, Eileen visited the dream too. When a hunter of the dream dies in the waking world, the consciousness retreats to the hunter's dream. From here, it seems that they can set out and brave that night again. With the dream to sustain her, Eileen must have been a force to be reckoned with. Everyone needs something that they're good at, a skill, a talent. Eileen's skill was that she had the control to resist the intoxicating effects of the hunt, and the ability to deal with hunters who were too far gone. When a hunter gave in to bloodlust, Eileen would swoop in and kill him or her before they could do any more damage.
Damn, she's
Her very
badass.
unique hunts protected the other hunters from themselves, and she did this task until her age caught up with her, and even beyond that, because the Eileen we meet is very old indeed. But one day, she stopped dreaming.
Over time, countless hunters have visited this dream. The graves here stand in their memory. It all seems so long ago now. Farewell, good hunter. May you find your worth in the waking world.
No more dreams for me. This is my last chance.
So, like many other hunters before her, Eileen was freed from the dream. Gurman, host of the hunter's dream, granted her mercy. But did she go willingly, or did she simply outlive her usefulness? Whatever the case, we might never know.
Okay, so pretty much Eileen took the first ending, like she accepted Gurman's offer.
Gurman, host of the hunter's dream,
Yeah,
granted her
okay,
mercy.
okay.
But did she go willingly, or did she simply outlive her usefulness? Whatever the case, we might never know. Eileen remains in Yharnam and continues her hunt, her purpose unfulfilled.
Oh, a hunter, are you? And an outsider? What a mess you've been caught up in. And tonight of all nights, prepare yourself for the worst. There are no humans left. They're all flesh-hungry beasts now.
Without the dream, Eileen's death is permanent. Yet still, she remains in Yharnam, proud, undeterred, and determined to hunt down every last hunter who poses a threat.
Oh shit,
But
she just
Eileen is one of
stayed?
the oldest characters we encounter, and without your help, she will perish in any assassination. Eileen's trail of assassinations eventually leads her to the most powerful hunter in the waking world. People call him the Bloody Crow of Canehurst, but to Eileen, he is likely a former comrade and possibly one of Gehrman's first apprentices. Let's note 3 things about him. 1, he wears the crow feather set as Eileen does, suggesting that he is, or was, a hunter of hunters. 2, he has mastered the art of quickening and dashes about with extreme speed, and this art is particular to the first hunters of the workshop. Indeed, we tease this art from a hunter's remains. Once, this hunter was likely an apprentice to Gehrman, one of the first. Thirdly, the Bloody Crow uses the weapons and armor of Canehurst, which is a faraway land ruled by a queen who craves the blood of hunters. He drops the Blood Rapture rune, which resonates with servants of the queen. Whoever he is, he seems to no longer see a purpose in hunting beasts. He and Eileen are not so different in that respect. In fact, Eileen could just as easily find herself in his place if you don't aid her on her journey, and she does. She becomes almost like the townsfolk of Yharnam, who see nothing but evil when they look at another hunter.
The beast cannot be stopped! What good hunters now? Your blood is mine. You monsters. All hunters must die.
But you do aid Eileen, and she doesn't lose herself. She lies here on the steps, bloodied and broken after her fight, to pass along her duty to another hunter.
Don't you ever listen to your elders? No matter. You did save my life. I don't seem to be apt for this life anymore. My glory days were long ago now. I know. Here. For you. This too is hunter's work. But it bears no honor. A burden you may choose to carry. The decision is yours alone. Oh, my eyes grow heavy. Let me rest a while.
Please just retire and
After
have a
all
happy
this,
ending.
you should be questioning the hunt. Many characters do. Its purpose is, of course, to hunt beasts, but it was the hunt itself that further awakened the beasthood within man. It's unleashed the blood-crazed hunters upon the world, men and women who, individually, can do more damage than any mere animal. And when all is said and done, when you have painted Yharnam with the blood of its men and women who turned into beasts, who did you really kill for? Is it really mercy that Gehrman shows to those who exit the dream? Or are we removed because we came too close to the truth? After all, once you wake, it's difficult to remember what you dreamed about.
Interesting. Interesting. That was good. She was cool. Yeah, I don't even think I ever even ran into her. She's like really only the good character in this game. I would have to disagree with that. Go watch, or just back up the stream, watch this one, the Father G one. Do the Alfred one next.
First came the age.
Does it bend left or right?
Age of the Great.
Skolton. Alright. I just took a note of your name, buddy. I just took a note. Skolton, you got like... this has got to be strike 3 at this point. Ban is free. I should ban him. I should ban him. This chat's filled with... Yeah, I didn't know we had people like this in here. The first couple of streams I did, these people were not in here. These motherfuckers were not in here.
The Age of the Great Ones. They were
Okay,
mysterious,
Alfred.
powerful beings, each one of them completely unique from the last. Then came the Age of the Tumerians. The Great Ones once lived alongside the Tumerians, but eventually ascended to a higher realm, leaving the Tumerians behind. Finally came the Age of Man. a group of whom discovered the tombs of the Great Ones.
Hold on, this guy?
Finally came
This is Alfred?
the
This
age
is
of man.
him?
A group
This
of
is a regular guy. I went to the gas station. I saw a guy look like this.
discovered the tombs of the Great Ones, and the Temerians who now guarded them. These were the Byrgenwerth scholars, a group devoted to seeking the truth. They burrowed deep into this world that they didn't understand, uncovering relics, rituals, and a race that had
that's
not
not
been
Alfred, my
disturbed
bad.
for a very long time.
That was okay,
Most
so that wasn't
importantly, though,
random.
they stumbled upon a substance called the Old Blood. This blood was incredibly powerful,
Only
as a
fans will
transfusion
hold
with
the
it
answers,
could cure
bro.
any illness. This blood split
in
the
the works.
ranks of the Byrgenwerth scholars, for they could not agree on how it was to be used. The head of the scholars, a man named Willem, believed that humanity would be undone by the blood. Our eyes have yet to open, he said, so we should fear it. Other scholars disagreed, probably thinking him cowardly. One man, Lawrence, was much more headstrong than his mentor. He disagreed with Willem, abandoned him, and went on to found the Healing Church, a society built upon the use of the Old Blood.
Okay, so technically, Lawrence is responsible for all this shit. Master Willem was like, hey, Lawrence, I don't think we should do that shit.
Other scholars disagreed.
And then
probably
Lawrence was like,
thinking him
fuck
cowardly.
you, Willem. I'm out. And then he made this world, this beast-filled world. This is all Lawrence's fault. Fuck Lawrence. And then he turned, which one did he turn into? Lawrence Fish, no. He turned into the fiery one, right? That was the fiery one? Yeah. Yep. Good fucking riddance, buddy. Good riddance.
One man,
All this
Lawrence,
shit is his
was
fault.
much more headstrong than his mentor. He disagreed with Willem, abandoned him, and went on to found the Healing Church.
But didn't Willem find out some fucked up shit too? Like, didn't he start some
Society
shit?
built upon the use of the Old Blood.
Insight or something?
But there was a third man who betrayed the Byrgenwerth scholars.
Oh, there's
He
3.
stole what the scholars considered forbidden blood and took it far away to the nobles of Canehurst Castle.
Oh!
A man named Alfred tells us this.
Once, a scholar betrayed his fellows at Byrgenwerth and brought forbidden blood back with him to Canehurst Castle. It was there that the first of the inhuman Vilebloods was born. The Vilebloods are fiendish creatures who threaten the purity of the Church's blood healing. The ruler of the Vilebloods is still alive today. And so, to honor my master's wishes, I search for the path to Canehurst Castle.
The people of Canehurst were proud and noble, with a society made up of 3 tiers. At the bottom were the servants and the knights. Above them were the
Scrubbing the
nobles,
shit out of those
indulgent and
floors.
arrogant. And above them all was one, the queen. This queen received the forbidden blood that was stolen from Byrgenwerth and became what Alfred calls a vile blood. From here, Canehurst begins to parallel Yharnam in many ways. For example, beasts appear, which are dealt with by the knights of Canehurst. The queen gives employ to hunters, who hunt not beasts, but other hunters. These are her blood hunters, who seek blood dregs to feed their beloved queen, so that she may one day bear a child of blood. The Vilebloods become the sworn enemies of the Church, for as far as we know, Yharnam and Canehurst are the only 2 places with 2 different strains of the Old Blood. It was only natural that they would become rivals. So the Church forms a group called the Executioners, headed by Master Ligarius. The Executioners were zealots
these are
and
just
existed for the
gang
sole
wars.
purpose of destroying impurity wherever it was found. Through multiple generations, they searched for the Vilebloods of Canehurst Castle. Eventually, they found them, and departed in force to exact their vengeance.
In his time, Master Ligarius led his executioners into Canehurst Castle to cleanse it of the Vilebloods. But all did not go well, and Master Ligarius became a blessed anchor, guarding us from evil. Tragic, tragic times. That Master Ligarius should be abandoned in the accursed domain of the Vilebloods. I must free him, so that he may be properly honored in martyrdom.
Problem is, Alfred does not know how to get to Canehurst. Yet, in Yosefka's clinic,
I didn't know how to
in the
get there
clinic
either.
where we first awoke, there's a curious invitation in the back room. An old bloodstained summons, inviting an honored guest to the forsaken Castle Canehurst. Rather bafflingly, it is addressed to you. Perhaps it's why we even came to Yharnam in the first place. Do not hesitate. The stagecoach leaves from Hemwick Crossing. While we're in Cainhurst, we can attempt to clarify where good and evil lie. Ligarius, leader of the executioners, once said, "Acts of goodness are not always wise, and acts of evil are not always foolish, but regardless, we shall always strive to be good." But who is Ligarius to label good and evil? The world is not black and white, yet his judgment led to the slaughter of the people of Cainhurst. So, did these people deserve to be slaughtered? We arrive, and the first thing we notice is that the beasts here are different. Very few are wolf-like, like those in Yharnam, and in fact, they appear to have evolved according to their environment. Bloodlickers roam, bloating themselves on the corpses of the fallen that lie beneath the snow, and gargoyles imitate the architecture, patiently waiting for their prey. In the halls of Cainhurst roam the ghosts of nobles, undying and ethereal. Upon the tallest tower of Cainhurst we find Ligarius, alone. Ligarius and his executioners slaughtered every vile-blood noble until one remained, the Queen. To his despair, Ligarius discovered that the Queen was immortal. She could be rendered, crushed, and broken, but there was always the threat that her flesh would reform, so he took the only option available to him. He donned the old king's crown, a powerful heirloom of Cainhurst. It allowed him to hide Cainhurst Castle and the Queen away from the world, so that no one would ever stumble upon the last vile blood. We murder the withered Ligarius, and we are granted audience with Queen Annalise.
Visitor, I claim no subjects.
I don't think I went in
here.
here.
Lieth our throne. Kneel afore us, or get thee gone. Kneel. Visitor, moon-scented hunter. I am Annalise, Queen of Castle Cainhurst. Ruler of the Vile Bloods, and sworn enemy of the Church. Yet our people are murdered, and we are prisoner to this wretched mask. What is it thou art in search of?
It appears that if you are invited to Cainhurst, you will always be able to find it.
Aha! Is that the sigil of Cainhurst? I've heard tell of Cainhurst nobles and their amusingly pompous invitations. Wonderful. I thank you profusely. I feel my master's hand at work. Praise the good blood, and let us cleanse these tarnished streets.
The order of the executioners...
You didn't meet her, you didn't reveal the building by wearing the crown. Somebody commented, they're like, you should go back and wear the crown, but I just didn't
believe in martyrdom. That is, they believe in suffering or dying for a holy cause. Martyr Ligarius suffers here on his frozen throne to keep the world safe from a perceived evil, but it cannot be considered absolute martyrdom, for the Queen remains alive, as does Ligarius. Alfred deeply desires to kill this woman, and perhaps even his master as well. These deaths would allow his idol to pass into legend as a true martyr who died for the greater good.
Master, look! I've done it! I've done it! I smashed and pounded and grounded this rotten siren into fleshy pink pulp. There, you filthy monstrosity! What good's your immortality now? Try stirring up trouble in this sorry state. All mangled and twisted, with every inside on the outside for all the world to see.
Oh, nah, he's sick.
Ah, you, is it? Look at this. Thanks to you, I've done it. Well, isn't it wonderful? Now Master can be canonized as a true martyr.
Ironically, Alfred coming here and killing the Queen would have run counter to Ligarius's wishes. The Queen is undying, so without a guardian, there is always the risk that she could rise again. That is why Ligarius stood guard here for all these years. Yet, of course, acts of goodness are not always wise. So Alfred kills himself so that he can become a martyr, along with his beloved master. And as Alfred lies dead, we take the flesh of the Queen and resurrect her, in a world now devoid of executioners, so that the vile bloods may rise again.
Well.
What?
An odd hunter thou art indeed. We've tired of these piteous nights.
How are you
Share in
supposed
our
to know to
plight,
do this?
and take oath against the Church. Drink deep of our blood. Feel the spreading corruption burn. Now, thou art too a vile blood. We two, the very last on this earth. We await thy return for the honor of Canehurst.
Oh my god, this is insane. No, when he was standing here and her just guts were all over the chair, what the hell? You put on the crown and left? Yeah. It was because I had like, cause that was the video where I just defeated every side boss. I think I had like 2 or 3 more bosses to do. I wanted to get it done like as soon as possible. I think I was already like 2 hours into the recording. So I wanted to get it done. Okay. Did I expect the lore in a FromSoft game to be straightforward? Yeah, that's true. That's true. I don't know how anybody figures this shit out. Like, yeah, you could read the descriptions, but you have to like go to like specific places. Like just there. I think you got her flesh and then you had to go to Abritus's spot? Like, how are you even supposed to like figure that out? Cuz that's not item description, right? Check out SB Scan. Is that what you've been typing this whole time? I've been looking. I thought it was like some fucking curse you were putting on me. I didn't know. Is that a channel? Bro, what are you typing? I don't know what that is, dude. That's only to revive her if she dies. You don't need to. To be. What the hell are you guys? Obsidian! Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be live. I'm kind of hungry. Who is this guy? I don't know who this is. Did I check out Backsword Doll Wifey Sim? Yeah, I did. I like that one. That was good. Wait, is this just... This is just this guy's playthrough? Oh. I'm not watching the playthrough, sorry. The Testament, what up, what up? Okay, which Orphan of Cost video are we looking at? Oh, he goes deep into the lore of video. Okay. Should we watch? Actually, no. We can watch one more of this guy's. I like this guy. It's just like 20 minutes.
This area, and what happened here long ago, is what Maria hides behind the astral clock
I think
tower.
this is gonna be the last one,
This
guys.
is the fishing hamlet.
Oh fuck, we still need to rank the bosses. You guys still want to do that? You guys still want a ranking?
Third and final stage of Bloodborne's DLC. Beneath the surface, off to the left and the right, is the city of Yharnam. The nightmare we progressed through, from this perspective at least, resided beneath the Great Lake all along, which explains why all the patients in the previous episode heard the dripping, and the currents, and the rain. I went through the footage, actually, because I was curious, and just before the clock tower opened, both hands aligned on one of the many runes that line the edges of the clock. Guess which one it was? They pointed to a deep sea rune. It reads, "This transcription of the Great One's inhuman voices depicts down-reaching currents. This rune means deep sea. Great volumes of water serve as a bulwark guarding sleep, and an augur of the eldritch truth. Overcome this hindrance and seek what is yours." The truths hidden here have to do with the Byrgenwerth scholars, who violated this small fishing village long ago.
Byrgenwerth. Blasphemous murderers, blood-crazed fiends.
Oh yeah, who the
Atonement
fuck
for the
is this
wretches.
guy?
By the wrath of Mother Goss. Mercy for the poor wasn't child. Mercy. Oh, please.
There's a lot in this dialogue. Firstly, this inhabitant of the village had some interaction with the scholars of Byrgenwerth, the wretches, as he calls them, the murderers, the blood-crazed fiends. They did something to a child, and he calls upon the wrath of Mother Kos, whose name should probably be familiar to you, right?
Ah, Kos. Or some say Cosmo. Do you hear our prayers?
Clearly, she's a great one. As recommended by a couple of people in the last video, if you come here as a piece of cauliflower, then instead the villager says this.
Curse here, curse there. A curse for he and she. White hair.
That sentence has never been uttered until that moment. If you come here as a piece of cauliflower, then instead the villager says this. That's never been a sentence ever until
If you come
then.
here as a piece of cauliflower, then instead the villager says this.
Curse here, curse there. A curse for he and she. White hair. A bottomless curse, a bottomless sea. Source of all greatness, all things that be. Listen for the baneful chants. Weep with them as one in trance. And weep with us. Oh, weep with us.
So, what did those of Byrgenwerth do to warrant curses being placed upon them? It must have been pretty terrible, and the accursed brew reads, "Skull of a local from the violated fishing village. The inside of the skull was forcibly searched for eyes, as evidenced by the innumerable scratches and indentations. No wonder the skull became stewed in curses." And this skull partly explains it. It sounds like the scholars of Byrgenwerth came to this little village and violated the inhabitants in the name of new discoveries, and it also sounds like the villagers called upon a Great One to curse the scholars. According to the Moon Rune, the Great Ones are sympathetic in spirit, after all, and based on the way the Byrgenwerth scholars were violating them and searching them for eyes, clearly the villagers had had some interaction with the Eldritch Truth. So the scholars were cursed, and so were their successors, the Hunters. At this point, I went back and I unlocked all the cells we found in episode 1. Do you remember those? They were just past Ludwig. According to this key, hunters are held within the underground cells, so that things better left unseen and better left unknown will decay quietly. Within the first few cells, we find this church pick hunter. He drops the church pick, which is a sort of pickaxe crossed with a short sword or a spear type thing. And I also unlocked the door that held this guy, who was reciting something about being a true blade of the church. According to the wikis, his only purpose is to be killed and looted for his set, which names him as Yamamura the Wanderer, an eastern warrior who pursued a beast for honorable revenge and then became a hunter of the League. The innermost cell belonging to the bell ringer remains locked for now.
You hear this? Fear the bell's toll. For only death awaits foolish prying eyes.
Oh yeah, this guy too.
Are never far behind.
Clearly there's more to discover, so now that the stage is set, let's play our part and get through to the finale. I love how this stage feels like an actual fishing village. They've done a great job with that. It's a unique location for a level as far as the Soulsborne series goes, and they do so much with such a simple theme. The fishmen are a dime a dozen, and I like how backstabs are actually a viable technique against them, unlike most enemies in Bloodborne up until this point. The fishmen attack in packs, and they serve as the standard enemy, but the real threat are the giant fish troll things. The most scary enemy, in my opinion, is the one that can outrun your player character, and just look at how this thing moves when I turn my back on it. It scared the shit out of me right there. Approximately 1,000 backstabs later,
I saw him
just
and
how
ran.
difficult these things are. Maybe I should have used those obviously placed fire pots against it. A note for next time. Hidden on the cliff face also is a path back to the ladder that was in front of the starting lantern. The player who pays attention is more likely to have checked for a hidden path back, which is a nice touch. And it is pretty worth it to look around all the time. Look at this thing. I noped out of here pretty quick. I didn't really fancy one of those things attacking me on a ladder. And I have to say, again, I really like the way this bit is designed. I only looked around because I started to hear the winter lanterns singing, and that's the kind of sound you want to watch out for, and it rewarded me by telling me there's a giant fish troll on the roof. You guys are probably realizing that I really like when games reward the observant player. I've probably said that a lot of times by now. So this next thing that happened probably happened to all of you guys too, right? You start fighting one of the fish trolls and, you convince yourself, that other one on the roof isn't going to come attack me. That's not going to happen. And then you're about to win, and you're like, hang on, what's that noise?
Thank God. Thank God I didn't run into this
One of these things was
spot.
tough enough, but two? I ran away, and I got up the ladder just in time, and I was going to plan my next attack, and then I fell in. Don't worry, I survived until I got out, and then I was like, I know, I'll drop those rope Molotov cocktails behind me. They can fall down ladders, right? No, turns out they can't. And then I fell in again, and at this point I just made plunging attacks a part of my strategy. It didn't work, really. Eventually I just got good, and I realized to my surprise that one of them had dropped a weapon.
Lewis, thank you.
It was the
Thank
Rakuyo,
you.
which is Maria's
A lot
weapon.
of hard work.
It reads, Hunter weapon wielded by Lady Maria of the Astral Clock Tower. A trick sword originating in the same country as the Canehurst Chikage. Only this sword feeds not off blood, but instead demands great dexterity. Lady Maria was fond of this aspect of the Rakuyo, as she frowned upon blood blades, being a distant relative of the Queen. One day, she abandoned her beloved Rakuyo, casting it into a dark well when she could stomach it no longer. What a neat little story. Maria must have eventually given in to her desire for blood, as she certainly uses blood and self-sacrifice in her boss fight. How curious that she's related to Queen Annalise as well. I've got some theories on this, but it'll have to wait for Prepare to Cry. By the end of the playthrough, the Rakuyo becomes my main weapon. This is a skill build after all, using the Blades of Mercy, the Burial Blade, and not to mention this character actually looks just like Maria.
When does he talk about the orphan? This is just his playthrough right now.
It makes sense now, doesn't it? All along there was this world above us, we just didn't have the insight to see it. And how this one fell out of the nightmare itself is beyond me, but it's a cool concept to think that all of these nightmares are layered. It makes me think about the ship masts all over the ocean as we progress. Think about it, you've actually seen these ship masts before. You can actually see them in the Nightmare Frontier, suggesting that there's water down there, hidden in the fog, or perhaps that the Nightmare Frontier is even connected to this nightmare, but is even higher up. After all, in the first stage of the DLC there's an amygdala corpse as well. Perhaps it fell out of the Nightmare Frontier as well. This is really speculation, but interesting to think about. To quote the Cosmic Eye Watcher badge, here we stand, feet planted in the earth, but might the cosmos be very near us, only just above our heads? All of the Nightmare Realms are really high up, and they all have Great Ones residing at some of their highest points.
Guys, do you want to learn about the orphan or no? Yes, right? I just watched 2 minutes of this guy fighting these guys.
I made a bunch of things.
You should let me know. In a hut further down, we find a lantern, and lying on the ground, dying next to that lantern, is Simon, the Bowblade Hunter.
Who are you? I'm afraid I've made a bunch of things. Oh, I can hear the bell now. The beast-eyed assassin. He's after me. Again. And again. It never ends. Please.
I need you to do something.
Guys, my brain is TikToking right
This
now.
village is the true secret.
Perhaps
My brain
it
is
fell out of the
TikToking.
Nightmare Frontier as well. This is really speculation, but interesting to think about. To quote the Cosmic Eye Watcher badge, here we stand, feet planted in the earth, but might the cosmos be very near us, only just above our heads? All of the Nightmare realms are really high up, and they all have Great Ones residing at some of their highest points. Land masses float in the Nightmare Frontier, with Murgo in his loft in the tallest tower. The Hunter's Dream is nestled amongst these arch-tree-looking things in the clouds, with the moon presence descending from above, and the Hunter's Nightmare is within a great ocean, below a grand lake of mud, and on the beach of said lake is the washed-up corpse of a Great One that was discovered long ago.
Here we go. Have you ever thought of making a Discord server? No, not yet. When we get bigger, maybe, but probably not right now.
Born from this corpse
Yeah,
is the
I
orphan
guess
of
so.
Cos. How curious that the orphan's mother wasn't alive for the birth.
I guess I
It
kind of
reminds
want
me
to
of
just
how
know
the
more
moon
about like
presence
the
must
mother.
die for us to be born as a Great One as well. This is probably one of the hardest bosses in Bloodborne. The Orphan is insanely quick, he has a hugely varied moveset, and he even has a second phase where he evolves into a butterfly-looking thing. The neat little observations in this fight are that he's fighting you with the placenta that trailed out with...
Guys, no spoilers for the new Alien movie.
Little observations
No
in this
spoilers.
fight are that...
But if you like the design of the Orphan of Kos, go watch the new one. Go watch the new Alien movie.
He's fighting you with the placenta that trailed out with him when he was born, and also that Mother Kos herself has a face. Turns out she's somewhat humanoid in form, just like he is. And I actually can't help myself. I start talking about gameplay, and then I get pulled back to talking about the lore again. I kind of figure that you guys are realizing how good the gameplay has been for the most part in this level. It's in an amazing stage. But let's just roll with it, let's just talk about the story, while I show you some of my failed fights against this guy. Specifically, let's talk about why our character is here, why we're doing all of this. We do have most of the items and dialogue now,
Isn't
after
that
all. In the dialogue at the
game
start,
where
we learned that the Bergenworth scholars stumbled upon this fishing village,
with the
and
PS5
that they did some
controller,
pretty terrible things.
like the
Not
main
only
part
did
of
they
this, like,
violate
showcasing
the
the
villagers
controller?
themselves, as mentioned in the accursed brew description, but they must have also stumbled
I ain't seen
upon
an
the Great
Alien
One,
movie in, like, 10
Kos,
years.
or her corpse at least, which washed up on the shore, because they managed to get themselves cursed. The man at the start of the village, and even the woman speaking as you get pulled into the DLC, remember her? Both of them plead for curses to be placed upon the fiends, upon their children and their children's children, on man and woman alike. A bottomless curse, a curse forever true. And the Great Ones do have the power to curse people. According to the Defiled Chalice, which is an item a lot of us probably have forgotten about, curses are, and I quote, caused by inciting the anger of the Great Ones. Additionally, according to the Moon Rune, as I've mentioned, the Great Ones are sympathetic in spirit, so it's not crazy to think that a Great One may have listened to the inhabitants of the fishing village as they pleaded for the Bergenworth scholars to be cursed in return for violating their village. The curse means that the Bergenworth scholars and, eventually, their successors, the hunters, would be drawn into a hunter's nightmare upon death. And it's a pretty
this
perfect
year,
curse
I
when you think
guess,
about
this
it.
year's been kinda
It's like the Great One
slow.
is
I think
saying,
I got, like,
oh, you like
300
hunting so
subs
much?
from this
Well,
playthrough.
live here forever and
So,
hunt for all eternity.
for me, that's pretty good.
Simon tells us
For me,
that
that's
the village is
pretty
the
good.
source of this sin, and
So,
implies
yes,
that we
I
can
would
bring
say.
an end to the curse here. So we do what a hunter does best. We hunt.
Dude, I've been doing YouTube for like 2.5 years. YouTube don't really like me for some reason. They don't like recommending my shit. I want to see the new Alien movie, and I also want to go see Deadpool and Wolverine. I would... I would see the Alien movie over that if I was given the option. I'm playing Black Myth tomorrow. Video on Black Myth Wukong coming out on Wednesday. Calendars, y'all, calendars. Does YouTube give you any good money or no? Fuck no! YouTube don't pay me shit. YouTube doesn't pay me at all. So I do DoorDash on the side, and then I sports bet also. And then I'm taking like a course in like a month to work at like a hospital shit. So I found your channel through Elden Ring. Pretty good content. Keep going. Try new things. Yeah. Yeah. At this point, I think I'm gonna try some shit on TikTok. So yeah, hopefully that works out. I haven't posted on TikTok in a long time. I had an account on TikTok that had like 12K, and I didn't sign in to it for like 6-7 months, I think, and I got logged out, and I don't know what the password is. So I lost that account, and I had to make a new one. Put the fries in the bag. That's not funny, bro. I'm literally fucking broke. There's some creators with 1 mil subs who don't have partner programs, who don't do partner programs because they don't want to sell out but still have ads on their vids. Yeah. I don't think that's selling out, really. I really don't think that's selling out. My TikTok? What is my TikTok? I don't even know. I haven't posted on my TikTok in a minute. I didn't post any of my Bloodborne. My TikTok is Isaac DN24. I'll put in the chat. I literally have 2 followers on here. That's my new TikTok. I just put the link in the chat if any of y'all want to go follow. I actually am getting paid from YouTube this month. It's not a lot, but you have to hit a threshold of $100, and then they'll pay you. So, yeah. No wonder you can't just buy a new headset. Yeah, bro, this headset, bro, the other fucking thing, the other padding came off. This shit is done, bro. It's done. You should try to duo stream on Twitch. I don't even have a Twitch account, or to stream on, I guess. Like I think I streamed once on Twitch like long time ago, like 6-7 years. Steel Series headsets. Steel Series headset. Yeah, I don't know which one I'm gonna get. I saw I think it was a Sony one that looked pretty good. But I don't know. This doesn't really bother me that much. It's just annoying having to take it on and off. I think if I just put glue on like this part right here, I think should stick. Twitch is easy to get affiliate, even... Oh, okay. I didn't know that. A Patreon? So the thing with a Patreon is I don't have any extra content to post there. So it's I don't even know what people would be paying for. Uncut videos? I could do that. I don't know, dude. I'd be fucking stuttering bad in my in my recordings, dude. It's kind of embarrassing. Dude, the intros for my videos, holy shit, they take me like 5-10 minutes to record every time. It's so annoying. Dude, this is what I was saying. Like, I should just make an OnlyFans at this point. Then that guy can find out if it curves left or right. No, I don't think I'd post my dick on there. Honestly. Dude, feet though? Feet is easy money. Feet is easy money. You can make a Patreon for people to support you and then put Patreon names at the end of videos. I could do that, honestly. I don't know how many people would sub though. I mean, like, I only have 3,300 subs on here. I don't think it'll make that much of a difference, but oh, here comes fucking Skolton. Here he comes. Hasn't posted anything in like 30 minutes. I say some shit about OnlyFans. Here he is. And don't call me Unk. Imagine Skolton was a girl. Yeah, it better be fucking Sydney Sweeney behind that fucking account. Okay, I've been pausing this too long. Sorry. I don't even know what he's been saying. Dude, I fucking mentioned OnlyFans. Scotland comes out of fucking woodworks.
A bottomless curse. A bottomless sea. Accepting of all that there is and can be.
When you get back to the Hunter's dream, the doll will tell you that both she and German sense that they've somehow been freed from their shackles. This happens to the doll and German when you kill Maria and the orphan, respectively. I'm starting to understand how they're connected to these creatures, but it is still really weird that they can sense their counterparts in the nightmare. I'm still trying to figure it out. Hell, I personally haven't even got this dialogue yet because the doll doesn't give you the dialogue if the dream is on fire, which is annoying. I'll have to play through again so I can show it to you. But so much to talk about here. There's a million other things I want to talk to you guys about. There's even another boss in this DLC that I don't have time to include. But mostly, I really want to talk to you guys about the lore still. This DLC revealed a ton about the timeline, it reveals a lot about how Nightmare Realms work, and it's raised even more questions that I myself haven't answered.
To play with me?
It's expanded the stories of German, of Mikolash, of Lawrence, and
$50
the doll,
to join
and all
my
of those
Fortnite
videos
squad.
will be coming soon, I promise. I could rush the lore stuff out for views, but I do want to do it properly, so thank you for subscribing and waiting, and I reckon it's best to do it right the first time. I also have to thank you guys for supporting this 3-part series so well. I didn't think a playthrough would go down so amazingly, but it did, and I really appreciate all the likes and views and the thousands.
I am playing tomorrow. Video out Wednesday. I will keep repeating it. Alright, should we rank real quick? I'm getting fucking hungry. What do I use to make thumbnails? I have like a cracked version of Photoshop. I have a cracked version of Photoshop for thumbnails and a cracked version of Sony Vegas for editing. Both are free. All right, are we ready? Are we ready? The One Reborn. D. D. My experience with this fucking boss is a D. Fuck that boss. I think I'm gonna, yeah, I'm sticking it there, dude. Witch of Hemwick is, okay, Witch of Hemwick. I fought this when I was super over leveled, so I don't think I really got the whole experience. I don't think it would have been that fun anyway. Because I don't, do the witches even fight back? Do they fight back at all? Oh my god, no way we just F'd. Did we just F? Are we good, y'all? No, we're good. Do you plan sometime in the future when you get more subs to do redo playthroughs? If I were to do redo playthroughs, I probably would just do it live. I think I would just do it live. Because I don't think I would want to make videos on it again. Because, dude, making videos takes 8 hours. I don't want to edit another video for a game I've already played. Especially on a channel. Witch of Hemwick, D. Fuck that. Boring. Rom. I'll give Rom a B, honestly. He was okay. D? Really? You guys didn't like Rom? Actually, no, I'll put Rom in C. I can put Rom in C. A little boring. A little boring. If he had a couple more attacks, I think it would have been better. I like how you had to hit him on the side and not like directly on the head, like his head is like made out of rock. I like that. I don't think he's... My experience with Rom is not as bad as the One Reborn. Matter of fact, he's gonna be last regardless of whatever is next. This is the worst boss in the fucking game. Fuck the One Reborn. Damien carried the Rom fight? Facts! Shout out to Damien, bro. I miss Damien. Low C, mid C. Everyone hates Rom. Chalice Dungeon stream? Maybe. Guys, you gotta remember, I literally deleted the game. Alright, who is that? Ligarius? Oh, dude, Ligarius was kind of sick, I'm gonna be honest. I put him at A. I'll put Ligarius at A. Are we agreeing with that? I liked him. He was challenging, but he wasn't like bullshit. Which I like. If there's just a straight bullshit boss, no, I can't even say that because I liked Prime Radon in the Elden Ring DLC. I'll keep Ligarius at A. I like Ligarius at A. Mergo? Dude, Mergo, whatever, however the fuck you say it. S. S tier. S tier boss right there. The vibe was cool. Whenever it would go dark, that shit got mad intense. There was a double Murgo. I had to fight 2 of them at one point. That shit was sick. I like that one. The area was cool. The area wasn't bad. I wasn't pushed up against a wall the whole time. Yeah, this one's S, dude. This one's S. Celestial Emissary. Wow. That was C. That was C. And matter of fact, I'll just put Living Failures right next to it since they're essentially the same thing. So we can get those two out the way. Next up, Abritus. This boss, Abritus, it had Damien in it. So it automatically goes up a tier. Unfortunately, that is how it works. So Abritus is S. Abritus is S. Wow, you guys don't like Abritus? C or low B tier? Low B. Unique boss for sure. Crazy. Wow, you guys don't like her? Apparently I was misgendering her. I apologize. How the fuck was I supposed to know? Okay, we got an A. We got an A there. See, I was gonna put it in A. And then Damien showed up, and I was like, yeah, this S. I don't hate her. I just didn't find it fun. That's fair. That's fair. Didn't fight her. I'm pretty sure that's Chalice Dungeon. Ludwig? Dude, Ludwig was pretty cool. Ludwig was pretty cool. I'll go A for him. I'll go A. I liked it, but I wasn't the biggest fan of the second phase. The second phase was a little underwhelming, I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. It was way easier. And he had that one BS move where he one-shotted me in the second phase every time I had to get behind him. Nah. It's going down a tier just for that second phase. When I see a second phase, I'm assuming that it's gonna be harder than the first phase. So when I get a second phase, that's easier than the first phase, I get a little disappointed. Just a little bit. Orphan of Cause is S. I honestly would like I would have liked to fight him more. Hold on. Get some music in the back. I think if I fought him more, it would be top of S, because I only saw the second phase, I think, twice. And then he started doing the lightning shit, and I was like, fuck no, you're not doing any of that shit, and I beat him. I actually still can't believe I got him in like 4 or 5 tries. You guys like Ludwig at S? I see a lot of S for Ludwig. Ludwig is S tier. Second phase is easier, or it would be S plus. Makes sense since most would have doing this by the fight. Yeah. Oh, you're at Ludwig right now. Okay. Yeah, Ludwig took me I think an hour 20. The first phase is so difficult. First phase is so difficult. Alright, Orphan of Cause S. I think I'll put him above Abritas too. Humanoid fights are the best ones. Yeah, I would agree actually. I agree with that. Which is a little bit hypocritical because I'm putting Lady Maria at B. I'm putting Lady Maria at B. She had cool ass moves. She has some cool ass moves, and it honestly did feel like an Elden Ring fight. Oh, she had 3 phases, huh? She had 3. What do you mean, but woman? But a woo? Yo, you gotta relax. Stu said Awooga. The run back for Maria was S? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Another reason I'm going back to the One Reborn. Why the One Reborn was ass. Apparently I missed a skip, like a shortcut. But I don't give a fuck, dude. Fuck the One Reborn. I hope we get a new IP that's as gritty and as depressing as Bloodborne in terms of atmosphere and storytelling, but isn't held hostage by Sony. They just need to make a sequel to this. They got enough lore here. They could do some shit. I didn't know the shortcut. Yeah, I had one shortcut which took me to the level of it, and then I had to run through like 2 towns. And I didn't find it because it took me an hour to it took me an hour to get to him. Sony doesn't let him? Sony owns the Bloodborne IP. Dude, honestly, fuck. Dude, Sony pissed me the fuck off sometimes. What are they doing? What are they doing to the Spider-Man villain movie universe that they have going on? That shit pisses me off. I hate all those movies. Don't even get me started. And then they're always weird with Spider-Man. Spider-Man 2 story was ass? No, I don't think it was ass. I think it was rushed. And there's a difference. There's a difference. Venom was good. Oh, I could throw Venom. No, there would be no situation where I'm like, no, let's watch Venom right now. There's no situation. All right, next. Watchdog. That's didn't fight him. Lawrence is Is Lawrence S? Is Lawrence S, y'all? No, I'm gonna go A. The thing I hate about Spider-Man 2 is on PlayStation is that when you're with MJ, you one-shot superhumans with a taser, but as Spider-Man, it takes 6 to 8 punches on the easiest mode. Yeah, that's true. I also... Part of me is like, I see where you're coming from, but another part of me is like, I don't really give a fuck. I wish they would just scrap the MJ missions in general, honestly. You know what game actually looks hilarious, though? You know what looks hilarious? Hold on, y'all. Hold on, my PC's being a piece of shit. Can we just take a second? Can we just take a second and admire how ass this looks?
This month's IGN First is Star Wars Outlaws. We'll be diving deep into
Star Wars Outlaws, baby.
Far away throughout July with new behind-the-scenes looks and features. We've already explored how massive.
Can we just take a second and thank Ubisoft real quick for making this game? This looks like this literally looks like one of the worst games of all time.
The intrusion, but I sensed you needed an interpreter.
This shit is not AAA. I refuse to believe this shit is AAA. Anything Ubisoft touches is not AAA. Bro, why is she like outlined? And then this right here, of course, it's the most replayed. The fucking thermal detonator? What are we doing? What are we doing? Ubisoft? Damn! One more time. Look at it, bro. Everything about this. I'm not even one to like criticize shit like that. What the fuck, dude? What the fuck? What would I define as AAA? Insomniac, Rockstar, Naughty Dog are the first three that comes to mind. Santa Monica Studios, yep, God of War. Those guys over there, those guys are AAA. Right, FromSoft is AAA. Ubisoft, I fucking hate Ubisoft. Ubisoft is what everybody thinks EA is. And EA is ass. Don't get me wrong, EA is ass, but... Alright, Father G. Father G. I'm putting him in A. I'm putting him in A, dude. We just watched that tearjerker story, too. He's A, man. He's A. I still don't like his little bitch gun. But bro's just been through too much at this point. Gotta put him in at least low A. At least. Great lore for this guy. Assassin's Creed has looked the same since the first one. Yeah, I agree. I think everybody is fake hype about the new Assassin's Creed game. I think everybody's fake hype. Like, there's no way you guys are like riding for this game. And all the fucking racists that were complaining about Yasuke, fucking weirdos, by the way. Do I think it's gonna be good? Assassin's Creed Shadows? Yes, we are talking about. I'm talking about Assassin's Creed Shadows. Yeah. I think it's gonna be extremely mid. Extremely mid. All right. Amygdala. I'll put him in B. Put him in B. Mecha Break looks insane. Have I played? I don't even know what that is. Wolverine gonna make everybody wet? Dude, Wolverine? Wow. I'm not gonna speak on the leaked gameplay that I definitely did not search for. But wow, we are in for a treat when that comes out. Cleric Beast. Honestly, I don't even really remember. Oh, it was so long ago. Cleric Beast. I'm thinking B. Are we good with a B? Alright, I see a B. Cleric Beast C. I'm also not mad at that, though. PlayStation Studios never fail unless it's Guerrilla Games. Horizon's some ass. Yo, I played the first Horizon in like 2021, and I finished it and I beat it, and I was like, okay, that was pretty good. And then I watched some videos on it, and it was like, that was actually kind of ass, now that I think about it. Aloy is still my girl, don't get it twisted. Like, Aloy is my girl, for sure. But the graphics are very redeeming about that game. The graphics are really fucking good. Alright, who even is that? Oh, that's Gehrman. That's Gehrman. He's going in A. He's above Father. He's above Father G too. I like Father G. The second phase with him, though? The second phase with him was a little BS. I'm gonna call a little BS on Father, not Father G. On Gehrman's second phase. when he explodes a second time. That shit was hard. That was a little hard. I think they upped his aggressiveness, and then every time you hit him, he didn't get stunned, which was very annoying, and I know because I played it yesterday. Very fresh in my head. He is final boss? Yeah, true. A tier, yep. 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 Okay. This one I think is right? Yeah, I didn't get him. Didn't get him. Keeper of the Old Lords? Did I fight him? Who is that? Who was that? Keeper of the Old Lords. I'm not sure if I fought him. Yeah, this is a chalice. Okay, right. So I missed out on 4 bosses. Okay. German versus Ishin? Like who would win? Or who was better? Ishin and the dude that Ishin came out of both wiped the floor with Bloodborne boss fights. Both of them. I don't remember the first dude's name. And then who would win? Oh man. That's tough because yes, I've played Sekiro. I have a whole series on it. I played it last year. I think a year and a half ago I played it. I uploaded the whole series. You guys got Gehrman? Gehrman would win, huh? Dude, Ishin is sick as fuck though. I actually don't know that one. That one's tough. That one's tough. Vicar Amelia? Vicar Amelia up next. This is A to me. This was A. I really enjoyed that one. I'll put it over Gehrman too. I'll put it over Gehrman. I really like that one. Because Vicar Amelia was like where the game like finally started clicking for me. Like this was a big hump for me to get over Vicar Amelia. Actually, the biggest hump is actually next, the Bloodstarved Beast, which by the way, fuck this boss. I rage quit a video on him, which I don't do often. A big hump. You heard me. It was a big hump. Bloodstarved, I would go mid B. I would go mid B on a Bloodstarved Beast. Not gonna lie. That was the Vicar Amelia and Bloodstarved Beast were both humps for me to get over. Undead Giant, I'm pretty sure is Chalice. Yeah, I used the cheese for Bloodstarved too. I think I definitely used it on ones that I didn't win. I might have used it on the one where I did win. I don't know. Mikolash is D, but he's not worse than the one Reborn. fuck Mikalash. That motherfucker ran past the room at least 10 times. All he had to do was make a left. And he ran past it. Moving on. I don't want to talk about Mikalash anymore. Moon Presence. Moon Presence. He was fun. Moon Presence was fun. Oh yeah, the actor for Mikalash killed it. He killed it for sure. Moon Presence, I think I would give a B. I think that's the... I'm not going to put it above Lady Maria. But I did like Moon Presence. Moon Presence was fun. Dark Beast Pearl. Elise, what up? What up? Dark Beast Pearl. Again, I fought him when I was over leveled, unfortunately, so I didn't get the full experience. But from what I saw, if I fought him like properly leveled, I think it would go A. But I think I beat him on the first try, and I didn't get a whole experience for him. So I'm gonna go. I'll go here. Shadow of Yharnam. Oh my god. I completely forgot about them. I completely forgot about the shadows. Where do they go? Definitely not A. Not A. I'm feeling B or C. I'm feeling B or C. They go right behind Bloodstarved Beast. Am I underrating Amygdala here? Shadows is D until you realize you can summon the whole squad again. What? You can? I did not know that. Personally, a B, solid test of situational awareness. Yeah, you definitely had to use the environment as well. I think I hid behind I think there was like a huge grave in the middle. I hid behind that. Maybe Shadow of Yharnam is... Is it low A? I think I might put Shadow and... no, I'll move Amygdala up a little bit for a B. But Shadow of Yharnam is A. Low A. Alright, who is that? That is... I think that's it. All of these are Chalice, right? I think the rest are Chalice. Oh, you know what, dude? You know what? I'm putting I put Ludwig and Lawrence in S. Fantastic DLC. Fantastic DLC there. Are we good with this right here? we good with this? I like this. Wait, is Lawrence Fire Cleric Beast? Is he's not a reskin? Putting Lawrence above Ludwig? Do I have Lawrence? No, Lawrence is behind Ludwig. I think I like this, dude. Can I see like a community? Yeah. I want to see this. Is he really a reskin? He did not seem like it. Or maybe it was because I literally had no idea what I was doing when I ran into the Cleric Beast, that this was basically a new experience for me. Yeah, and Lawrence had that the lava second phase. Yeah, you guys might be right here. You guys could possibly be right here. I think I'll put him here. All right, what is everybody's? Wow, a lot of S's. Lot of S's. Get the one reborn the fuck into the D section immediately. Immediately. Gehrman, Ludwig, Lady Maria, Father G, Orphan, Cleric Beast, Bloodstar, Shadow. Yeah, this is okay. A little generous with the ratings, I would say, but all of these are definitely the best bosses right here. No, this isn't just one guy. This is the community. This is everybody. Yeah, I think so. I'm pretty sure. I don't know why they would put... Oh, you know what? Maybe this is one guy. I think this is community though, because these are one person. I think this is community. I don't know. All right, y'all. Are we good? Are we moving on from Bloodborne forever? I think this might be it. No way people like Amygdala, you can't even see the fight, you just mash light attack randomly until you win. I can see that. I can see that, but I have a special place in my heart for Amygdala because I did it first try and I never do that. So I like that one a little bit more. I like it a little bit more. I think that's gonna do it, y'all. I think that is going to do it. Great stream today. Great stream today. I think we had like 80 people in here. Definitely a record. Definitely a record here. I hope you guys tune into the Black Myth series. I hope YouTube fucking recommends it. That would be great. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it with the Bloodborne shit, bro. Lies of P after Wukong? It's either gonna be Lies of P or one of the Dark Souls. One of those two. What's better, Bloodborne DLC or Elden Ring DLC? Easily Elden Ring. Easily Elden Ring for me. Dude, Elden Ring DLC? That shit was like damn near a new game. That's how much shit that was in... That's how much new shit was in Elden Ring DLC. And maybe I didn't explore Bloodborne DLC all the way. I probably didn't. But yeah, Elden Ring. I got Elden Ring. Have I played Sekiro? Yes, I have a Sekiro series here on the channel. I beat it start to finish. It was about a year and a half ago, so you might have to scroll a little bit, but it's there. Elden Ring DLC or base? I think right now I'm gonna go with the DLC just because it's newer and I don't know everything about it. But the bases, the base is amazing. All right, y'all. My stomach needs food immediately, so I gotta wrap this shit up. I appreciate y'all coming out. Like I said, we had like 80 people in here. Awesome. Appreciate it. I know a couple of you guys were in here like damn near since the stream started, so definitely much appreciated, dude. Much appreciated. I still gotta download. I still gotta pre-order Wukong. I gotta pre-download it tonight. So yeah, recording hopefully 2 episodes of Wukong tomorrow. I got the house to myself for like 2 days. So yeah, tomorrow's a big day. First video should be up Wednesday. Like I said, turn on notifications, turn on noti so you guys know. And I think play The Sims. I've never played The Sims. All right, y'all. I gotta go. Much appreciated. Thank y'all for coming out. God bless.